Go ahead.
They killing out there, son. They dying out there, son. Word up. Yo, they killing us, son. I'm telling you. Y'all niggas, come on. That's my word. Y'all niggas, come on. Y'all niggas is killing us, son. Yo, wake up, son. They dying, son.
Are you mute?
Yo, come on.
What's going on, everybody, man? NFC South versus the NFL, man. Thank y'all for coming. My co-host dropped off. I don't know why he did, but anyway, there you go. What's going on, man?
Apparently, my internet. Shoot, I don't know what the heck going on, but I'm good for now. I might have to go mess with this router in a second, but.
Oh, okay. It be like that sometimes. It be like that, man. We in week 2, dog.
Week 2, man.
How you feeling, man? We got pads and all that stuff. How you feeling, man? It's here. The game tomorrow. Hall of Fame game tomorrow.
Hall of Fame game tomorrow. First time we get to see a lot of our teams. Next 8 days, I think. It's 11, if I'm not mistaken. 11, 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm just ready to see some football. Ready to see what people looking like.
Facts.
And get to the season eventually.
Facts. Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Step one to all this.
Right. And everybody is in the same boat. Everybody's feeling very good about the team. Most people feeling so optimistic. You know, this that time of the year where everybody's going to the Super Bowl. Everybody's going to the playoffs. Everybody's having a winning record. Everybody's turning it around or running it back. So this is a fun time, man, of the optimism. A lot of beat writers throw a lot of stuff out there, you know, clickbait. They got to say a lot of, you know what. But we got to weed out some stuff, man, and kind of just dive deep into a lot to see what the real is.
Yeah, this is the time of year to get paid. So
Facts.
It is what it is. So, you know, like you said, we got to get through it and decipher it and figure out what's real and what's not. Like my boy Swiss said. I ain't going to go into it. But, yeah.
Yes, dog. Yes, dog.
So where we going with this, man? I mean, what is on the board for today?
Well, look, NFL news. You know, we can talk about. We talked about the game going on, so let's mention that it is the Jacksonville Jags. Oh, I just had a brain fart, man.
And the Raiders.
Raiders, my father's team.
Yeah,
and the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, everybody wants to see Trevor Lawrence. Everybody wants to see ETN, see all the new pieces that everybody has, Dante Adams, Derek Carr. Well, guess what? Nobody's getting that. Not this week. But it's going to be football, and there's going to be some players out there competing for jobs. So it's going to be fun, man.
I'm interested to see. I don't know. I didn't look at the report, which I'll probably look up eventually. Especially for the Jacksonville Jaguars, probably in the Las Vegas Raiders. Who are they going to play? I mean, will they take advantage of this being like a fourth game for them to put pieces out there and start getting some? Because this is a new coaching staff and everything, you know. So, are they going to try to get ahead of it? Or are they going to be like, you know, a lot of failed new coaches that decide, no, you know, we're good until week 1, then they get obliterated, and then the rest of the season just obliteration. So, I'm interested to see.
Yeah, man, because, you know, the first round pick, Walker, I don't know if he's going to go out there and play. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt any of them are going to really play this week because you go out there and you get hurt in the Hall of Fame game, that coach will never hit the end of it, man. So I just can't see these guys playing. It's going to be more of those bottom tier guys so they can get a better look at those guys. But it hasn't been enough time yet, man, for them to really be prepared. Even though they started earlier, I just don't know. I think you're risking injury by doing that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean,
the Hall of Fame game. If it was week 1, I'd be different.
No, I get it. Like I said, it's just interesting to have something like that. Like I said, even if it's like just a series. Like I said, I'm not trying to hype it, obviously, just to see him. But I mean, you know, we're talking about which was one of the worst teams in the NFL last year in the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean,
right.
It won't hurt to get a snap. I mean, And this thing on Friday Night Lights him, like Booby getting hurt when he shouldn't still be in the game.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, just thinking about the Jags and their quarterbacks and who they have and all that, man, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to pay attention. Most of these guys I'm not familiar with. I am familiar with CJ, what is it, Beathard? Beathard. I wanted to say he played for the 49ers. I don't know, but I remember seeing him play before. And six-year guy at Iowa, so I think he'll get some of the tosses and then throw the younger bucks out there. But it's football, so take it for what it is. Hitting contact, just seeing some people run around and play football. I'll let you know what it's saying.
You're right. That's it's like watching what was that, the XFL?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it's like gonna be watching this game.
Yeah, man. You got any other NFL news before I get to that? What I'm gonna get to?
Nothing. Obviously I watched a lot of around the NFL training camp. Just see all the different teams out there. Like I said, it's just refreshing to see, and I'm just ready. I'm ready for it all now. It's getting real. So,
right. Yeah, Buffalo's being talked about a lot, man. I'm interested to see if they can break the curse.
And so is LA Chargers. So,
yeah,
not the curse, but their team being put up there to be competing with the Bills, for a possible Super Bowl berth. So,
yeah,
Shout
out to you. What up, Trail One?
Trail, what's good, my guy?
All right, DJ. So I'm gonna ask you my question, man, and hit the news. I tried to prolong it, try to wait about 10 minutes in before I get into it, because I know people gonna start coming in later and then asking about it potentially. But let's go ahead and get right into it, dog. All right. News came out this week. What up, Poppin' Bullets? News came out.
What's good, bro?
Deshaun Watson has been suspended for 6 games. As you see, the NFL is going to appeal. We don't know if it's going to be less. We don't know if it's going to be more. I'm 9.9 out of 10 that it's going to be for more. But as it stands, it's 6 games, man. So, what are your thoughts on that, man? Do you feel like it's just? Do you feel like it's unjust? Because I got another part 2 to this I'm going to say or ask, but I just want your take on this, man. What's your thoughts, if you don't mind hearing it out, which I know you don't?
I think what was given was fair. And the appeal, I guess it wouldn't be the NFL if they didn't appeal it. Because they're basically now only doing it because the court of public opinion is all over it, right? It's not our judicial system, not convictions, not actual real live stuff come out about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, only because people feel because there's 30 women that attached themselves to a shady lawyer that this has to be real.
Right.
No, this is, even if they want to, lower their gavel and all that good stuff, you're not the judicial system here with the NFL, right? What he got was what was just based off of facts and evidence. There was only one, go back and just look at the whole situation. We've talked about this already about twice.
Right.
Based off the facts of what is here with this, first of all, nobody wanted to take this damn case. Outside of this lawyer, 2 grand juries threw this out because there was not enough conclusive evidence from 30 women.
Right.
Not one could have anything that would be good enough for them to go to court about. Then they got a federal prosecutor to look at this. And NFL even said after the prosecutor looked at, or the I think it's a defendant, which is even, you know what I'm saying? After they looked at it, they said they will not interfere.
Right.
But now it's done, they're ready to interfere. Mike, what And the only real proof that we have that anything ever happened was people talking on Twitter. That literally is what it's driving this suspension.
Right.
There's nothing else driving it. There's nothing. And I continue, like I said, I've already gotten a couple of little, I guess, on Twitter about this because nobody wants to give you anything but facts. But then you also tell them about women lie. I mean, family members have come out saying that they attached themselves to this civil suit for money. Let's not forget that they went after civil before they went after anything for any type of persecution. Mike, we both have daughters, right?
Yes.
If my daughter joined on a civil suit for somebody sexually assaulting her, me and her having a long conversation.
Right. Because
I'm wondering why are you just going after because you feel like you were unjustly done in a certain situation? First of all, it wouldn't take 6 months to a year before we're finally going to get out that, oh, I had a session with Deshaun Watson.
Fact.
And I felt uncomfortable. I mean, that's where we are now. I mean, just because some of these are, I'm going to feel uncomfortable. Not that he sexually assaulted me. He did some things that made me feel uncomfortable. And like I said, I hate to pull it this way as well because, you know, we're men, right? We all had a time during our lives where we were chasing ass, right? I mean, we basically were chasing ass. And we finally talked ourselves into getting to somebody's apartment. And we shot our shot. You know, so the night not be going perfect, but you know what? I'm whipping my shit out. Let's see what happens.
That's true.
Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not, and then she was like, you know, no, whatever case may be, it might have been a little uncomfortable. And you usually what? I'm sorry, you know, I thought, you know, we had a vibe, this, that, and third, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This literally could be what the hell we talking about with some of these women that happened with Deshaun Watson after they gave him a side. Like, I don't get how we have a judicial system. We have ways of going through and prosecuting and things like that. Alvin Kamara is found on camera beating the shit out of somebody, right? With a bunch of people.
Right.
Guess what? That suspension should rightly so be longer than 6 games, in my opinion. Because he's about. I mean, unless he gets like a non-guilty or whatever the case may be, or you know, if he gets any kind of anything with this, he should get more than 6 games. Because you're doing more. You actually got persecuted by our judicial system, which is more than just, you know, making the legal look bad, right?
Right.
This is all just. I just don't get it, Mike. I mean, it's the same people that are complaining about this, but they're the same ones that be like, us as black men, stop resisting and stuff like that, or you get shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same people complaining about, oh, well, you know, you guys always complaining that you guys are getting shot by cops, so stop doing stuff. And then you guys go to jail and stuff like that. Oh, well, if it's found to be guilty, then you're guilty. But that's not the case here. That's not the case here. There's no guilty. All this shit. 30, Mike. 30. Not one. Not one, Mike. Now, if I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson probably ain't a freak. I believe majority of people in the world are freaks, okay?
Right.
Let's not make it sound like these masseuses, which some of them I heard aren't even licensed. So, I mean, it seemed like they had more of a brothel going on. I think the Texans were involved with that shit. But once again, that's just opinions. We don't freaking know because all we're basing shit off is opinions. This guy is getting possibly suspended for an entire year off of opinions. That shit, like I just don't know what to say something like that.
Well, that's the world we live in now, where it seems like the court of popular opinion seeds the judicial system. And what's crazy about it, my G, is most of the time situations like this don't work in our favor.
Very much. Brian Banks.
So for this to go down with so many women and none I find that to be very strange. Judge Joe Mathis said something, and he called them groupies. And this is a judge, and he was like, "We can't just make decisions based on court of popular opinion. We just can't. We're not going to do that. We got to go by the law. The internet is undefeated. Facts, Trill. Facts. But we can't go off that. We got to go off of the evidence in hand. And if you go back in history, we know athletes and we know how these girls line up to get to a place and then they avoid them. Then the bolder ones come up and they at this place where you're trying to go to, you avoid them. And the boldest of them all are at your hotel room right at the door. So, I mean, not saying that all this was done on the road and this and that, but we know when your name is Deshaun Watson, we know how these girls move. I could pull up in a hoopty, but I look good, this and that. But then I pull up later on with same girl changed up with the, I don't know, whatever you want to name, or Maybach, whatever the cars you want to name. And it seem like a lot of them instantly just turn, hey, I'm sorry, what was that you were driving? This and that. So we know how they are moved. And I'm not saying that he didn't do it. I'm not saying that nothing transpired. I just know being a young athlete myself. And I was not nowhere near the level Deshaun was. But I see how they move for me.
Yeah.
So excuse me if you all don't think we're as sensitive or we're not in touch with reality or we're not getting with the wave and this and that. You know, we are men that love our wives with daughters. Let's think about this. We got wives, daughters, and mothers. So let's not act like we are just completely misogynist. And I know some men have that and it's like, oh, that means nothing. No, it matters to us. But when I hear stories and there's reporting and all of that, but no one wants to, put that all out there in big picture of a son telling on his mother because she was doing this to get money and knew it wasn't true. But we don't want those to just be aired out. We just want to look at the big number. Oh, it was 30. So when when there's something going on and it's about 2-3 of them, oh, I can get my hand in the cookie jar. Oh, I can get my hand in the cookie jar. Oh, I can get my hand in the cookie jar. Let me get a piece of this. I dealt with him. Let me say this. I did feel kind of way. He didn't call me again after he did whatever he did to me after I consented. I feel some kind of way now.
I just wouldn't want my daughter to move away. They're trying to make these women move, right? I don't. They're all going after a civil suit. They're not even. They don't even care about what happened with him going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They don't even care about that part. Everybody wants to attach themselves to get paid. They first time went, like you said, they got with Deshaun to give the massage or whatever the situation was,
right?
Because he has money. So let's not act like. And look, and if you want to, if we want to sit here and maybe get like a second to talk about sexual assault, honestly, a lot of us need to be more responsible when it comes to that type of stuff, right? I mean, I understand there's a mental health part of this where you're put in an awkward situation and it's hard to, deal with it. And if it's something that you feel like your life is in danger, you have to do something about it, blah, blah, blah. And you might have to lay down and just take it, whatever, just to get yourself out of that situation. Get yourself to a hospital, get a rape kit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be steps taken because that's something serious. Like I said, we have daughters. Like I said, my daughter's still young.
Yeah. When
she, and like I said, and she's still at an age, she's like 4, almost going 5. Like, I still need to probably soon have this conversation with her because she's going to school and obviously she don't really go to her uncle, anybody's house like that. She stays with us because of the fear of that type of stuff happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not oblivious to none of this stuff. Like, let's not make this out to be some
exactly.
Whatever, like, against bashing women. It has nothing to do with it. I have sisters, daughters,
right?
Cousins, that I've always looked out after. Like, I don't play around with that shit. But when you basically, and I want the person, like I said, if I don't get to them first, they got to go to jail.
Right.
Fuck the money. I don't care about that. They don't need to be on walking around doing this to other women. And it's funny that people are sitting here talking about, well, He's paying other. This motherfucker is a multi-million-dollar. At the end of the day, when this is all paid out, it's a drop in the bucket for him. Even though I was still, as if I was a millionaire, I want to pay some shit out because all they're doing is coming after my pockets. They're not coming after anything else with that. Like, come on, man. Like,
because I personally believe it would have been less women once it would have been settled. So if he would have had those first 2-3 allegations, and he would have been like, oh, no, let's go ahead and settle it. And the reason why I say that is, I shouldn't say that. Peyton Manning had a situation. A lot of people may have swept under the rug, may have forgot it. It was some situation that happened in college, all this.
And she reported it early.
Right.
Like off gate.
Right. But we don't hear he paid, he settled, it's moved on, nothing said about him. He can get all these shows. And I'm not trying to come at Peyton, and I don't know what happened in that situation. Just like I don't know what happened with the Deshaun situation. But what I do know is that there was not enough facts, not enough evidence for any of them to be able to.
Not one.
So this is a time where it's not me. Excuse us for sitting back and letting the thing play out to make a sound opinion or judgment on any of that. That's not my job to judge. But everybody on Twitter, everybody social media, all this type of stuff, the internet just wants to quickly just Oh, he's a rapist. He's this and that. There's no reason for that. Come on, y'all.
Lawyers didn't even want to touch this.
Nope.
Like this one lawyer, like I said, he's done shady shit like this before, from everything I've heard. And he has got, civil, settlements for stuff like this before. Right. There's not a lot of evidence, but because it's an assault or an allegation of an assault, he's able to get people paid. I mean, like, come on, man. It's just things don't add up. And if something happened to any women, I apologize about this whole scenario. But once again, I wish nothing happens to any of our daughters out here or any of those women with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm a very down to earth, just basically straight up shooter. Right. Something like this happened to my daughter, and she came to me a year later. We're taking steps in the right direction to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. After I've already educated her on men and how this stuff works and what to look out for and all the other stuff. But don't wait 6 months. What my mom always said when I was a young kid, never let bad news beat you home.
Right.
Like, as a father, I shouldn't be hearing over the news about one of my, my daughter in a civil suit because she was sexually assaulted by an NFL player.
Right.
That shouldn't be the first time I would hear about something like that. That's my biggest problem with this, because I am a father.
Right. And
I have a daughter, and like I said, I have a daughter. So I mean, me and her, we're going to have heart to heart, obviously with this, and I don't know, man. It's bothersome that the NFL, which has happened on different things, we always talk about it with the whole basically becoming the judge when our legal system didn't even want to prosecute an allegation.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's just crazy.
All right, so my boy Poppin' Bullet said, can we look at the Browns schedule? So I'm going to pull this up, but I do got another follow-up on that. But we ain't going to spend all this time on Deshaun. This is not the Deshaun Watson segment. We're going to get into the NFC South and why everybody here, you know what it is, Carolina Panthers. But anyway, let's get into let's get into this, man. Let's take a look at what they got. So if you look at the Browns schedule, week one. We already know who they're playing week one. Lost.
But no, well, shoot. They also saying that.
Man, hold on, man. No, go ahead. Get to it. Go ahead and bring up.
They said if they're going to go after him, and if there's going to be a whole other type of hearing, they want Deshaun to play until things have been figured out.
Right.
Which week one, that means that you will definitely see Deshaun Watson.
And I ain't worried about Deshaun. I'm telling you, I'm not worried about Deshaun. We had Deshaun when he had D-Hop. Y'all know what it is. I ain't worried about him. All right, so they got the Panthers. They got the Jets. We don't know how they're going to be, but it should be, you know what. You got the Steelers, Falcons, Chargers, Patriots, Ravens, Bengals. Then you get a bye. That's tough. Chargers, Patriots, Ravens, Bengals. And we don't know how the Falcons are going to be. You get the Steelers a little early. That might help, but we don't know. The Dolphins should be much improved. That's going to be tough. The Bills are already arguably potentially the best team in the NFL, quote unquote. Then you got the second best team, or if not the best team right now, which I believe they are. Maybe we'll touch on that. But Tampa Bay, then the Texans, I think they're gonna fight, but you know what that's gonna be. It's gonna be but then you got the Bengals, Ravens, the Saints, Washington, and Steelers. That is tough.
They're not gonna, even with Deshaun, it don't matter how he spends because he's gonna miss some time. They are definitely going to have a losing record this year. I mean, this schedule is brutal.
Wait a minute. No, this is the amazing Baker Mayfield Browns team that he had. This is an amazing squad. Well,
look at them. They got the Chargers. They got the Patriots that play tough all the time. It shouldn't matter.
Ain't nobody go through all the schedule when he was the quarterback. This man got to play who's in front of him. It ain't nothing to do with no schedule because nobody was looking at any of that and giving that pass to Baker. He got to handle business.
I'm not giving
the Browns have to handle business. It ain't even the show.
I mean, if the Browns lose,
have to handle business.
Okay, but if the Browns are losing, who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only reason why you feel touchy right now because of getting Baker right now. But I mean, right now we're not talking about it. I mean, it's going. If Deshaun's playing these games, he's losing. It's going on Deshaun. Like I said, he has a fully guaranteed contract.
Right.
Which, that's but what's the incentive to really go out there and really, I mean, honestly, care to a certain degree because this is, as long as you're out there playing, it doesn't really matter. But
exactly, DJ. Exactly, DJ. So how do we know he's coming out here to be greatness, or he just securing his family so he can move on and say the heck with the NFL or what they did? And what's the better place to do that at?
Well, I mean, the Browns. I mean, look, if he is a man of integrity, you would think he would play his heart out for a team that gave him a fully guaranteed contract. I mean, there's two sides of the spectrum when you're talking about giving something like that.
He will. He's to me. I think he's built different when it comes to a competitor, and I think he will. I think he's going to give him everything he has. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't believe it's going to be enough. That's why I spoke on this. So I keep trying to tell people they aren't what people think they are, and we're going to see that this year. You just called a losing record. Shout out to Trill One. We're undefeated against Watson, and that won't change.
That was with Ron Rivera. You got Matt Rule now.
No, we beat them. I believe. Didn't we play the Texans? It may have been Ron.
Yeah, it was.
I thought Matt Rule played the Texans. I remember Deshaun getting we lit them up. Anyway, so it don't matter who it is, we still undefeated. So that's enough about the Browns, man.
But and prayers go out to just everybody in that situation. Yeah. And I hope this can get settled and go away because, like I said, I think this is just a learning. This is a learning something that everybody needs to go through, including women. I think women need to take more responsibility. If something like this happens to them, persecute from the jump. You can't wait. That's one of the being part of some. I obviously have my criminal justice degree. The fastest you get to somewhere and get that kit or whatever the case may be, the easier it is to prosecute something like this.
That's true.
Get it done. It might hurt or whatever. I mean, look, the healing process needs to start with doing that. So that's just my little 2 cents with, any women that ever come across this, like, go get it done. I like women empowerment, all that. I'm there with you. Go get empowered. Go take care of some of these people out here that ain't doing shit they got no business doing. So,
all right. Okay. Well, to follow up real quick before we move on, Calvin Ridley, we can go right into it. We're going to start off with the segment with the Atlanta Falcons. We'll just go ahead and move on to them, strictly because this is kind of related. I've been seeing a ton of buzz. I've been seeing Cordell Patterson, a lot of NFL people just around talking about, well, if Deshaun only gets 6 games, and I know gambling is looked upon and shit. I think it was Troy Aikman talking about it. Excuse me, you shouldn't bet on other teams in the game and accreditation. I get all of that. But if he can get going for the whole season, then it has to be a little. I mean, that's a little light. That's a little light for Deshaun. That's a little light. Well, I'm gonna jump into it a little bit real quick, DJ, and I give you the floor. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna ask you the question. What's your thoughts on that? Because me personally, he was found guilty.
Not only that, he was found guilty. He basically mess with the integrity of the game. Because if you're betting on a game that you're playing in and purposely making sure certain things happen for you to get paid off of a sport where you're already getting paid, that's grounds of many jobs to get fired being found.
Yeah, but I don't think what you think he was doing. They said it was FanDuel. It was like some fantasy football type thing, and he wasn't even really out. You know what I'm saying? So,
but they said that he betted on games too, involving his team, and possibly were throwing games. I mean, Benedict Arnold, right? I mean, isn't that he's there? I mean, or what was it? The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, that's totally different. You can't compare sexual assault allegations to being convicted and found guilty. The same thing with your boy Ross, the owner of the damn Dolphins. I mean, if you're found doing something you have no business doing, they should come very hard down on you.
Facts.
I mean,
come down on me.
Shout
out to my boy C-Dog.
C-Dog was good, my man.
You heard what he said. Yeah. Hit that
like button. It's free. It definitely is free. And we coming. We here. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
It was just something that I heard and I was thinking,
there's no comparison to it. Like, people are just reaching. There's content. They're just trying to get content. It's not. I mean, when there's a conviction and somebody found guilty, we're going off of allegations with Deshaun, off of 30 people that nobody can find nothing conclusive. Not one of them can pull anything conclusive out of this, except for I want money because I felt uncomfortable while massaging your dick. I mean, what? Did he forcibly put it in? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And you wait all this time to be like, oh yeah, it was uncomfortable. I mean, I had his whole manhood in my mouth. You know, like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, this shit sounds crazy, Mike. This shit sounds crazy. As crazy I just sound right there is how crazy it sounds.
The fact that he betted on Atlanta to win should be enough to give him life. Julio Jones might get a ring with time. Oh, we'll touch on that. All right, so here we go. Deshaun Watson wasn't even charged with anything dumb. Facts. Hey, we've been preaching the same. Well,
2 courts threw it out, and a defense prosecutor was like, looking at the facts, he should only get 6 games.
Right.
That's the law side of it. But the NFL, we don't believe nothing the law says. We're gonna come back here. We're gonna appeal it. What the hell are you gonna appeal at this point?
Yeah, they feel like they have
the internet.
The internet put a fire under their butt, and so they feel like they got to react. And you know how this is, man, because we don't want to be canceled. We don't want to be canceled. Anyway, I'm gonna cancel that right now. Anyway, let's Falcons.
We're gonna get canceled, so we need to keep going. Cancel culture gonna get our ass. They have to see this shit.
It'll be all right. We ain't big enough yet for them to get us. Not yet. They'll come back to this video though.
And I'll tell you right now, cancel culture. Make sure you cut this part right here. I don't give a ish. Come back with some facts,
right? And
I will change my opinion. That's all I'm asking for.
Right.
And I'm asking for women to do and go out there and take men by their nuts.
Right.
If they do some shit to you, they got no business doing. Take care of it right then and there. Don't go into a corner and all this other stuff and whatever, or get paid. And then when you try to call him back, he don't answer. Now you're upset because he ain't answering your phone call. No, if it's something that was not supposed to happen or you didn't agree to. And if you feel like your life isn't, there's different ways of man. Let's stop doing that. But
I've been stopped. I know you want to keep
going.
It's
just I hope they find this video. I hope they find this goddamn video.
Yeah. Anyway, Falcons. All right, so let's touch on some camp stuff and stuff going on, man. Are we gonna go injury? We're gonna start there? Nah. Okay. I'm gonna start with the good. Cordell Patterson seems like he is the offensive face of this football team, with Kyle Pitts rising up under him to potentially take that over. What is he? Is he a running back? Is he a receiver? Is he slash? Is he a punt returner? Is he just all of the above? He's just a playmaker. This man had a crazy amount of attempts last year. Crazy amount of 153 rushing attempts. As shout out to him because he's from Rock Hill. But y'all can see, Mr. I Do It All. He had 153 attempts, 618 yards, 4 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns, 52 receptions, 548 yards, receiving 5 touchdowns. All right, Mr. I Can Do It All. What I've been seeing mostly in camp is where this man should be lining up at. He can't sustain these. Look at this. He had 64, 17, 42 rushing attempts, and then he just jumps up to 153. And I know he was productive, but can he keep this up? I don't know. But I think for the longevity of his career, it's best to move him back to wide out. And then I started to think about this, DJ. Let's look at the weapons. When we talk about their receivers, they picked up with the London kid. Hopefully he can pan out for them. I'm not a big believer in him, but hopefully he can. And what else? They got Kyle Pitts, they got Edwards, and the receiving core, man, just watching them, they were struggling to get open. They didn't catch a lot. I know they could have had a rough day, but I've seen quite a bit of that. And I've seen some plays that they made too, so let's not get it twisted. There's some guys out there running some good routes and quick, but they need playmakers more on the outside. And I think they're going to use him as a running back some, but I think they want to reduce his numbers. I know for sure they're going to reduce his numbers. Do you think he can keep this up, DJ?
I mean, yeah, I think that Cordell Patterson is going to have to keep this up. I mean, what he showed us is that he is a dual threat, and he can line up similar to Taysom Hill, right? He can line up in the backfield. He can go out to the slot wide. He's a weapon, as you just said, right? I think he is kind of positionless right now. I think him as a pure wide receiver, we haven't seen much, as he's showing the stats right now. Right, of him being as impactful. He's impactful with how they used him last year, and I see that continuing. I mean, look, if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. I mean, that's just football, right? But so far, he held up last year. Let's continue doing this. I mean, I understand. I think he's 30?
He's like 31, 30.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's at the tail end of his career anyway. I mean, until this roster can get to a place where it needs to be, they need to get the rest out of his career.
Right, but what do you think? I guess that's what I'm saying. I understand what they're saying because you're looking at it as, well, I'm a coach, GM, I got to get what I got to get. But you know how these players are, man. Some of them move differently, dog. Some of them are like, nah, he ain't going to kill me. I want to try to make it in another 4 or 5 years without getting destroyed. We'll touch on that, C-Dog. We'll touch on this. Cordell Patterson isn't a wide receiver, can't run routes. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's the most dynamic receiver. I'm not saying that, but I will say this. If they use him like this, they may have to, because I don't see much depth on their running back room, except for the young guy.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're planning to go forward with Marcus Mariota, I mean, this offense is going to be a lot of RPO. It's going to be a lot of running. This is what they're going to do, right? I mean, this is, even with Desmond Ridder, you're not, for what the weapons they have, like a Drake London who's 6'5", big guy. Brian Edwards, another big guy, he's like 6'3" or something like that. And Kyle Pitts, I mean, you got a 6'4", 6'5" kid. I mean, I think eventually, probably down the road with Desmond Ridder, I wouldn't be surprised, is where they're going to actually try to really go up top and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be a lot of time. They're going to try to play, time possession football. I mean, look at the Titans. If I don't know how much people look outside the South, but if you watch the Titans play football, that's what they do, right? They basically try to milk it. They're not trying to, one play touchdown you at all. They're trying. I mean, they got Derrick Henry, and they're trying to grind the game out. You know what I'm saying? Play good defense, grind the game out. Exactly what they're going to do. Cordell Patterson is going to be part of that, right? I mean, if it's going to be a quick pass to the outside, hit him, get him out in space. I mean, we all know what he can do as a kick returner, right? That's basically the same thing you hope he can do, which he showed last year that he could do, right? So I mean, they got the Tyler Aguilar kid who from camp sounds like he's like compared to the rest of these running backs here, Damian Williams and Ollison, which I don't know when they might just let him go. He's night and day better than looking at least better right now than any of these other running backs here. And like you said, he's like a Mike Tolbert type player that's bowling ball, right? They're going to try to pound you. That's what the plan is. It's very clear, especially with Marcus Mariota being that quarterback.
Right.
And try not to turn the ball over too much. That's how they're going to play and try to win games this year.
Yeah, and I can see this. So we posed a question. You talked about him. Could Tyler Algier, I don't know, becomes the Atlanta Falcons? I'm going to get it one day. Starting running back as a rookie. And we've seen running backs be able to translate to the NFL kind of easy. That's one of the positions that you can just kind of, the holes, the protection of the ball. Only thing you really have to pick up is the play calling and the pass protection. Other than that, it's playing running back. He is showing promise, and we talked about it on the last live that he was a guy to watch out for because all those other running backs are, in my opinion, mediocre at best. And so if you want somebody that's going to hold the load and ground and pound and pound and pound and pound, this young man is going to have to take, at least, in my opinion, I think anywhere from 25, maybe not 25. Yeah, but maybe about 25 carries away from Patterson.
That's a good thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying, which is a really good thing, especially with Calvin really being gone and what they have over there at receiver, and they can use him in the slot, use him as a double back that he can roll out to act like he's catching the pass, and then they run it up, with all kind of different things. They can use both of them because Patterson is like this slash guy. So he could be a key piece to what Atlanta truly wants to do, which you said is ball control, move the chains. Don't worry about all the big home run plays unless we just break one, hitting in your mouth, hitting your mouth, hitting your mouth, hitting your mouth, and just play defense and not have our defense on the field all day so they can be fresh to fly around and just light people up, very similar to what Tennessee was doing. I think it's very interesting. And so Atlanta Falcons fans, if y'all watch this or watching whatever, let us know, comment, all that good stuff, because I think this is going to be an interesting topic and battle throughout the rest of this camp. And I'm excited to see what he does in the preseason. Yes, he is 5'11", 220.
It's a big
solid
guy. Mike Tolbert. I mean, that's why I said him. And honestly, I think Atlanta Falcons fans, I think the coaching staff really wants Desmond Ridder to win this job. I think he offers more than Marcus Mariota does from a throwing standpoint, right? I mean, I know the veteran, and Marcus Mariota will fall in line, right? He's not going to make a lot of noise, even if he doesn't win the job.
Right.
I think that's the best scenario to start the process and seeing what you got with him and moving forward with him. Hopefully he turns it to. I mean, Atlanta fans were hoping for a Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson coming out that second round. Obviously, Felipe Franks is already out here playing tight end, out here shaking his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So
we're gonna touch on that too, man. Actually, let's get into Felipe Franks, man. So what are your thoughts on that, man? Because there was a guy, Panther fans, y'all in here, a guy named Dean Marlowe. Y'all know who he was. He played for us. He was on the practice squad. I think he dressed a few times. I don't know if he really played a lot, maybe special teams here and there. Seemed like a cool cat. He got worked. And the thing that I liked in the video, it wasn't that he just got completely worked because he wasn't in a horrible position. He just wasn't quick enough to really get there.
He got outsized. I mean, that's just
right. And I think that's going to be a problem for quite a bit of people when the Atlanta Falcons play. You got Kyle Pitts and this young man that I believe he's gonna play well at tight end. He's smart because he was a quarterback. He was always an athlete. He seems like he's willing to try to make the team, so he's gonna do whatever he gotta do to be a part of the team. And we're already seeing highlights of him making plays. They don't have a ton of playmakers on the outside, so they're gonna have to find it somewhere on the roster. And they're creating it with this man here, Felipe Franks, because I can see the matchup nightmares. Everybody's big across. Everybody's big. I think Braylon Edwards, or if that's not Braylon, I think
Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards. Braylon when you play with the Jets.
6'3", 220, something like that.
So you're big receivers. And when you ground and pound and pound and pound and pound and pound, you're hoping just to move the chains, and also when you get in the red zone, just to have them as a threat. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm super excited about Atlanta, because I say the heck with Atlanta.
Nah, they're still trying to figure it out. But we see they're doing different things to make it interesting and try to throw the defense off. Because, like you said, we really don't know with this team.
Right.
You don't.
Right. So we want to touch a little bit on the injury, man. You got anything else you want to say? But I think we should touch on this is unfortunate, man. Atlanta, Vince Taylor, they say he ruptured his Achilles. Arthur Smith communicated, and that was another depth piece that they needed a defensive tackle after your homeboy retired, Eddie Goldman.
It's not funny, but it also is like, damn. I mean, a part of a line that struggled already, are losing pieces that can compete and come out there and try to, have some playing time. But yeah, it's another unfortunate line loss for that.
Right. But DJ, I don't know if I think you, and I don't know, maybe you know a little inside that I don't know. But most of the time we talk about the Atlanta Falcons, almost every conversation, you are a believer that Desmond Ridder is taking that job and that they want Desmond Ridder to take the job. I don't understand why and how you have that train of thought almost every single time we talk. Like, you don't believe. I know, I get it. Maybe you don't believe in Marcus Mariota. And maybe that's just it. He just doesn't look like the type of guy that you think a quarterback should look like and be able to do.
That's not true.
Well, I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. Because every time we get into this, that's what you bring up. Like, he's already going to take. They want him. I don't understand how they would want him to take the job. He's a third-round pick, and Arthur Smith won with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, on the backs of a defense where they actually got rid of him due to what? Getting Ryan Tannehill, because they thought that he can bring them to the next level. I mean, if he was a franchise guy, he would still be to this day with the Tennessee Titans. I mean, it's very similar to, we like to talk about Mr. Trubisky. Mr. Trubisky, the same thing, right? He won a lot of games, but nobody's going to believe this man to be a franchise quarterback. It can lead you to a Super Bowl. I'm not saying Desmond Ridder can either. Let's not get this twisted about that. But there is, a lot of, a third round pick quarterback. I mean, look, we have some in this league. You have fifth round quarterbacks that's out here winning, sixth round quarterbacks that the greatest of all time, I mean, what Marcus Mariota is going to give you, I feel like. And he's not going to turn the ball over a lot, but he also isn't going to go out there and win you a game.
But he won't. I don't think he's going to lose you a game.
Which is fair, and that's why I can see him going forward with him.
That's the difference with Desmond Ridder right now is I think he will lose you games. And as
he hasn't played yet, so you really can't.
Man, what you mean you can't say that, man? Man, come on, dude. You just said this man is not going to win you games. He's not going to turn the ball over. He has been through more experience. He is more ready. He knows the system better because he's been in it. And to say that, not saying that you're not right, like they might not want him to get on, and they may want him to get on and kind of overtake the job. I just can't see him taking this job this year unless their team is plummeted. And it's like, okay, now let's give them the opportunity to go. But if they're going to compete, like they believe they went 7-10 last year, they believe they're not that far off. I think we, on the outside looking in, are looking at them as, they're just trash. I think internally, they think they're not that far away.
Which is fair. And well, this is why I went back and said they're hoping, right? They're hoping that he can be like a Russell Wilson or a Dak Prescott. I'm not sitting here saying that Desmond Ridder is going to take the job. I mean, he has an uphill battle, right? I mean,
right.
You do have a quarterback that on the roster that, like you just said, he might not win you games, but he's not going to lose them as well. He's not going to put you in a situation because of him that you're just basically out the game, right? And that's why I said they're hoping. I didn't say that, this man is lights out. He's a third-round pick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it can go one way or another with him. I said
just
they're hoping that he would possibly win that position.
I know, it's just every time we get, I'm not trying to throw it. This is a conversation and a debate. I'm just really trying to understand where you're coming from with it. And I get where you're coming from with it. but it just seems like you are just completely riding Mariota off. I got a couple Tampa Bay fans that wanted Marcus over Jameis and still believe Marcus would have helped change this team sooner than Jameis, because Marcus went to the playoffs. Jameis never went to the playoffs. Now, we all know the truth on that. That was a much better football team he went to, but there are some fans that think like that. So if he's with the coach,
they can have their opinion. And I think at the point that Marcus is at his career is that you can compare him to being like a Mitch Trubisky or Tyrod Taylor of being that player, Andy Dalton in his career. And then you can look at the Saints, who think they have a franchise quarterback, and Jameis Winston still out there. So you can have your opinion when it comes to that. They're not going to replace him, but they're looking to replace Mariota. So like I said, we'll see. Everything's going to be out here. We're going to see.
And that's very interesting, because you're right. We're gonna look and see. I just know they needed quarterback depth. They needed competition. Okay, we know Marcus Mariota can't stay healthy. We don't know what it could be. We don't know what it could be. But it's interesting that both of these quarterbacks that were drafted 1 and 2 in the same draft or in the same division, and they're gonna have to compete twice against each other. So that's gonna make a good storyline. Shout out to Trail One. He said, I heard Ritter wasn't looking too good in camp. Videos I saw the same thing. But I don't know. I'm not there. But I follow quite a few Falcon guys, looked at some highlights. Of course, they're going to throw some stuff out there. But it's camp, y'all. Come on, man. He's young. He's a rookie, 3rd-round draft pick. They're going to have their ups and downs. He's seeing what he can get away with, all of that. But I agree. I don't think he's ready right now. And it's going to be fun to watch him in the preseason.
Right. And I'm going to continue to say what I said. They're hoping. I'm going to hold on to that hope. That word to say that I think they're hoping, because his ceiling is probably higher than Mariota's. We don't know. Like I said, it looks like it, but could be wrong.
Yeah, and I think that's right. That's why they drafted him. But I don't know if it's the plan this year. That's my thing. It's hard for me to see that.
That's why I say he got to Russell adapt this thing. That's why I keep on saying that.
I don't see it in him. But if he does, I will be the first to come on here and say my bad. But I don't see it in him. Mariota is back with his offensive coordinator, Falcons head coach. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, the Smith.
All right.
Meanwhile, Corral is looking better than Dunk. Well, we'll get to that drill. I've been him. Oh, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to that. Matter of fact, you got anything else you want to say about Atlanta? I think we can talk. I mean, I'm good with Atlanta. We can keep talking. I've actually done. I've been fascinated with the Atlanta Falcons, man. I really have, because they've assembled an interesting roster to me, and they got an interesting coaching staff, and I see why you felt the way you do. I like what they're doing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't give a shit. I hope they keep having losing records, but I mean, we got to be fair about this, and I got to be real about what I'm seeing. I'm not going to sit here and just throw shit out, out the window because I'm a Bucs fan. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's why I come on here. I hope y'all come on here because we keep it 100 for the most part. Yeah, we might throw shit at each other, but when the season get here, but when we looking at this stuff, we do it during our drafts. We be 100 with it. I told y'all about Tommy Trump. I don't hate. I hate, but I don't hate. Mike know that.
Oh, that nigga.
I tell it like it is.
Oh, I give him that. He might not be right, but he gonna tell it how it is to him. I will say that.
I'm so excited about goddamn Tommy Tremble. I'm gonna say that. God damn it. Put y'all on to that motherfucker.
Yeah, you did. Before we die, you got anything else you want to say about Atlanta?
I guess on the defensive side, we
got to talk about the GOAT.
The second round, Troy Anderson, he's struggling out there. So like I said, rookies, it's like they're having little troubles out there. That Arnold guy, I heard he's having a nice little camp. That other kid, Marlon, whatever, he's struggling. He's pancaked out there. So yeah, I mean, I haven't heard much about Lorenzo Carter, AJ Terrell, none of the big guys in regards to how they're looking out there. I guess they're really honing in on the players that need to help change this defense to the other side. But it's still early in camp, so we'll see with those players.
Yeah, I seen AJ Terrell on a few. He's good, man. I don't even want to.
I think Casey Hayward got a pick. I think on either one Mariota or Ritter.
Yeah, he's hard to get off, man. But that daggone I think he's a good ball player. We're gonna see how it translates with year 3. We'll see what year 3 is like. Their secondary is gonna be sneaky interesting to me, man. I like Hayward Jr. I like okay, we'll talk about this. What they said too. I like Casey Hayward. I like AJ Terrell. I loved Richie Grant coming out of the draft. Eric Harris is an interesting person to me. What's that boy Hall? I did like Hall coming out too. So I'm interested to see how they put all this together and if they can play the way they want them to play. That defensive coordinator is a heck of a coach.
Yeah, Dan Pease
is a heck of a coach, man.
Yeah, he was Baltimore. I think the Titans. I mean, some of the best defenses that we've seen out here. He was part of that stuff. So don't sleep. Hey, y'all try to sleep on last year. They got 7 wins last year, which I little 5 wins. But anyway, we can move on.
Watch your mouth, man. You just that's so disrespectful. All right, man. Well, let's move on to the best team in the NFC South. You heard it here. What's up with your Panther Buzz FSU 23? Hey, Sonya Taylor.
What's going on, Sonya?
We got to read
some Buzz, my guy. Let's go down.
We got to read some of this.
What's up?
Falcons defense. What? See, dog, I think they're good, but I think their front 7 is I shouldn't say that. I think that's the weakest part of
they
their
got a lot of moving parts on that front 7. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts right now.
Yeah, they really do, and that's the part. You got to be able to stop the run. You got to win the trenches in order, in my opinion, to be better. But they're hoping that secondary can help.
There you go, see Lorenzo Carter. I think that's the player that they're going to be really watching to kind of break out.
You got to watch him.
That's the player. I think
we did it last week. We did it.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, and the by far worst pass rush in the NFL. I mean, he's going to have to be part of that, changing that. So, Lorenzo Carter is going to definitely be a player to watch. Yeah,
you got to be a watch. We got to see what he's going to actually do. He's definitely their best pass rusher on that roster right now. As it stands, that's what they're looking to. I told you, when you wear them single digits like 9, you already pretty much solidified at having a spot. So,
here we go.
I'm not a number 9. I'm just saying them single digits hit different, man. So, I that's all I'm saying. If you're not a punter. All right, so anything else you want to get on Atlanta? Oh, let's hit this. We're gonna I'm gonna say this first because we're gonna get there. New Orleans has the best squad top to bottom in the division. Even if Winston is Winston, I see mid-playoff run at the least. Well, thank you for the comments, Sonya. And that's typically what y'all have been doing, the playoffs and maybe get a mid-run and not finishing it off. Dang, man, why you – that's cold, man. You wrong for that. But we haven't won the Super Bowl, so I can't say much either. But I'm just – I'm just saying. What I do say is this. It's hard for me to look at Tampa – look at Carolina, the Falcons, and just completely say that you all are top to bottom better than everybody in this division. I think y'all are going to have some woes in the interior or on the defensive and offensive lines. Maybe not as much defense, but definitely offense.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, so we'll.
My bad.
Who we want to go to?
We'll come back.
Like my boy Panther Buzz says, stay off the week. I don't know, so I did pick y'all to get double-digit wins this year. I think it is a real possibility. When y'all went 9-8, when y'all lost a quarterback who was 4-2, or whatever the hell he was before he left, it's fair, right? I know. I see a couple people try to do that. He already shared stories.
It's real, man. It's real. You know what it is because when he was with Atlanta, he used to say that all the time. He was always sidelined. Now he wants to play for a ring.
But
he wants to play for a ring. He gonna give it.
I don't know. I don't know. He ain't number 1. He's third. You know what I'm saying? So he's chilling back there. He ain't gonna have to put all that pressure on them hamstrings. He gonna be all right, man. He gonna be all right. We praying for a healthy Julio. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but before we move on to the best team really in the NFC South, you see it. Now I can't say we're the best, but we are the best. We got the Flyers colors. We're the best. Well, anyway, I don't want to go there either because a lot of people don't like Tampa. I want to take a moment to be very serious right now. It's been a year removed since our brother in Carolina Nation passed away. 704 Stephen Gray. A guy that always supported us, DJ. You know what I'm saying? He called in. He would get on the show with us when we did have the call. We're going to bring that back. And he always checked us out, man. And even if he was checking somebody else out, he was always checking in on us and checking us out, man. So, and a lot of y'all are like that, man. I see a lot of y'all quite often.
Hit up the DMs. Yeah, he would. Yeah, man, that was a good guy right there.
Yeah,
he really was. Sad really, what happened to him.
Really, really, really good guy. And I was really taken back when I heard it. So I want to say to you, brother, if you're looking down, we are trying our best to win for you.
And and you believed in this show. I mean, we're gonna have to put you somewhere on here because he's definitely a firm believer. He told us to keep going. You know, me and Mike got a lot of things going on in our life, and he just told us, man, y'all do a great job, man. Y'all brothers out here need to continue going. Even though we fell off and everything like that, he still was out there checking, like, yo, when y'all coming back, y'all good, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, I'm gonna miss that guy, man. Yeah,
so salute you, man. We gonna always remember you, like DJ said. So we just want to take the time to salute you before we get into the Carolina Panthers. And yeah, we see you. If the Falcons have anything, they have the best corner tandem in the South. Now, I don't know if some of y'all are around the Charlotte area, any of that. My boy Burpee 704. Under 704. I just see saying I'm 704 all here, man. It's throwing me off. I'm telling you, that was rest in peace, dog. My boy Burpee, we were playing Call of Duty, and he said the exact same thing. Me, DJ, and Burpee, he's Power 98, he was saying the same thing, that the Atlanta Falcons have the best corner tandem in the South. And I think this is a perfect segue to talk about who really does have the best corner tandem in the South, and that's the Carolina Panthers. And shout out.
The first team you wanted to go to was the damn Carolina Panthers.
23. C.J. Henderson, Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn on the field at the same time with Xavier Woods, Jeremy Chin, Keith Taylor on the bench. We got Burris in the back. Man, we are stacked.
Y'all ain't shit. And if we're going to lead off with fucking Henderson, man, go take several seats, my guy. Like, what? Really?
Well, you ain't
really, C.J. Henderson.
Don't worry, we gonna
don't even get started with that.
We gonna get talking about it,
and then because C.J. Henderson do shit. J.C. Horn was hurt. You're gonna bring in Stephen Gilmore last year to fill the spot. I mean, Dante Jackson, yes, he's a nice number 2, probably one of the better ones in the league. I'll give you that. But come on, man, like,
man, you can say he's a nice number 2.
He is a nice number 2. Number 2
in this system, man. He can lock up.
Number 2.
He can lock up. He just ain't had what he ain't got what your boy got. He ain't got Tom.
Oh my God.
We gonna sit there and talk about him like Carlton. Anyway. They're not better than AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward. I love Casey Hayward Jr., so I'm not gonna sit there and go there try to talk much about him. I really, really am a fan of him. AJ Terrell, I think he is on the rise. I still got to see more. So that is amazing.
On the rise. Let this man earn his spot instead of y'all giving it to him. This is why Falcon fans get in trouble right here. This is why many people get in trouble doing shit like this.
But I will say this. I like to mess with DJ because I think his secondary is okay. Not like he may think it is.
God awful.
I don't think it's god
awful. This motherfucker for years. God awful.
I don't think it's god awful.
Call it for what you want to call it. But I've had to hear it over and over again.
But I can't say we're the best secondary right now. But statistically, we were the best secondary right now. So I don't understand, but I do. Because C.J. Henderson, yes, he was drafted in the first round, top 10, but he hasn't produced. One thing I'll say about CJ this offseason, he's showing out. He feels home. Look, hold on, man. Hold on for a minute, man.
I ain't saying like, I'm letting you talk.
You have to say that. Your face is saying, just give me a minute. and I don't know how to take this. I don't know how to take this, but some people aren't mentally, emotionally. I think he was one of those guys that was in Jacksonville that just got somped. Jacksonville was a shit show. And it was a tough place for him to be in play. And you can see the light. You hear him, see him smile. You seeing all when he first got there, he looked like he was in a dark place, man. And I know people don't want to hear things like this because you got to do it on the field, And you're right. He has to prove it on the field. He hasn't proved anything. So to put them up there in the status with him in there isn't fair. I gotta admit that. But I will say this. He's at a place of peace, and you can see the aura over him that he is truly, because he's showing out. This is going to be a problem. And the reason why I went to the whole DB thing was just to get the segue started. J.C. Horn is off the pup. Now, do I believe our secondary is going to be and is better than DJ's? Yes, I do. I feel like that. I don't respect it. I don't mean it is true. But all I know is the proof in the record. I mean in the stats, but he has the proof with the records. Keith Taylor dealing with a hamstring injury. So we needed cornerback depth. But that's the great thing about it, because JC is back and doing drills and playing here and doing that. So it's going to be exciting to see. But that's why I wanted to start off, because I know it's a big, big thing going on in the chat right now. So I figured I would bring that to start off with the Carolina Panthers, because I believe it wholeheartedly. I think we got big corners, fast corners. I mean, all of them run 4-3 sub, whatever, this and that. You talk about speed with Jamel Dean and all this and that. We got size, athleticism, speed, and dog. And dog. That's the key thing. Dog. Action Jackson got dog. They run in and hit folks. Play the run. We got dogs. So it's exciting. And the number one, and you stole my thunder, Panther Buzz. This is the number one reason why it's going. Not that one. My bad. Y'all moving too fast. The number one reason is because of Steve Wilkes. One of the better DB coaches in the league. Knows how to get to these young black men. I'm just looking forward to it, because I believe this secondary is the strength of this defense. DJ, I'm gonna let you get into that before we move on to the next battle. And Axon Jackson's not playing the nickel, C-Dog. Axon Jackson's not playing the nickel, C-Dog. J.C. Horn, if it comes down to it, will be a nickel guy. He's better in run support, and he plays the nickel extremely well manned up. So you want to put your best player. I don't care about size and all this and that. Axon Jackson, CJ Henderson, and Keith Taylor will be those outside guys. We got Hartfield, we got J.C. Horn to do the slot. Now you go on and kill my Panthers. Go ahead and kill my Panthers. That's right. He had Josh Norman playing out of his mind. Kill him.
Man, I can already see there's something going on in Panther Nation that I don't think any of us are really seeing, right? I mean, I definitely see the youth. I understand the excitement of, you got Baker hopefully replacing Sam Darnold, and you got a statistically second-ranked defense that was like 20th in turnovers, still one of the worst, at some of the stuff that really matters and puts defenses in whatever, basically help winning games, because apparently that didn't happen.
That's the offense.
But once again, there's a lot of defenses, like when our Super Bowl run, that if you're top in turnovers and you're top in sacks, causing you're basically putting your offense in much better situations. I get you might not let up a lot of yards, but then they punt it. Guess what? You're giving your offense. Now they got to go almost the other side of the field to get back. I ain't let up a lot. Yeah, I might have stopped some things and then let offenses move the ball a lot. But when you're not causing, turnover. This in the NFL we live in right now, a passing league. If your defense isn't turning the ball over, you're not an effective defense. Your red zone efficiency, if I wasn't mistaken, it was like in the 20s and stuff like that. So when it was time to stop them in the red zone, y'all weren't doing it. So don't get all stuck in the whole we were the second ranked defense. Other bull. Come on, man.
No.
And so don't please stop me with some of that stuff. Because that stuff matters. Like you said, maybe your offense, it probably got tired and your offense probably did some BS, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can say that about Tom Brady. Tom Brady put sometimes the defense in some unfavorable positions, and the defense and the offense scored. Or no, they actually made stops because Tampa Bay was top 10 or maybe even top 5 in red zone efficiency over the last couple of years. So, you can get here excited about, giving up a certain amount of yards. And I think our 18th or 19th in the league in points per game, which I know, once again, you're going to throw that back onto the offense. But that stuff matters. That stuff matters. That's the bottom half of the league. And it reeks to why you guys were 5-12 and 5-11 over the last 2 years. Y'all can get excited about the yards all day.
And I think you're dead right. I'm not even going to argue that, because that's what you just said is what's key into us going from a very good defense to a great elite defense. And I think thus Matt Rule said the exact same thing you just said. I know, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's nothing that you're saying that I'm going to argue with, because you're absolutely right. We know that. We know that going in. So what do you think we're working on this offseason? Is because we know we missed opportunities. So we have to jump on opportunities to help out this offense. We were in the 20th. If we want to be great defenses, when the New Orleans Saints won the Super Bowl, they didn't have an elite defense as far as stop yards and all of that. They were causing turnovers. And that was the reason they were able to win and move forward. We know red zone stops, turnovers affect football games because it affects points. If you can stop them from scoring on that drive because you got a turnover, and if you can stop them in the red zone and then they can just kick a field goal, you have a higher percentage of winning football games. And that's when you become elite. The Carolina Panthers have not displayed that yet.
And that's why you haven't heard one national people talking about the Carolina Panthers as an elite defense.
As you do. You do. And I'll send it to you. Man, if you watch NFL Network, they talk about, even the players talking about their defense is elite. They're young and athletic and hungry, and they drafted 8 players. They talk about it. Now, there is a such thing called growth, DJ. I
have no problem with that.
And so that's
you guys are already putting them there as being that.
I'm not saying
the Saints for years now have been easily the best defense in this division. I'm not even a Saints fan, but they're easily the best. And then you guys talk about the tandem. Marshawn Lattimore is like a rookie, a defensive rookie, whatever he had, some accolade with that. 3-4 time Pro Bowler. Hell, they be talking about him, up there with all the other stuff. The man's been on islands and been doing it for a couple of years now by himself. There hasn't been really outside, probably Carlton Davis, but he gets hurt. That's really been doing it for years. And y'all ready to already don AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward because they just got together now. And, and you talk about CJ Henderson and Dante Jackson and JC Horn played 2 fucking games his career. So it's just like, what is this world coming to? Well, can you tell me what this world's coming to? I just want to know. Please,
we going there, Jericho. We're gonna get into them next. DJ, nobody respects your secondary either. So you have all this talk, and you talking about Carlton Davis and this and that. No one's in the national media talking about y'all secondary.
They're talking about our defense. Yeah, I want to take.
They're talking about Tom. They're not talking about your defense. They're talking about Tom.
They're talking about this defense
like the only reason you're irrelevant. Let's not act like y'all the only reason you're irrelevant is because of Tom Brady.
The only reason why y'all relevant right now is they want to talk about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield.
Talk about
that. Let's not act like you guys are 4 years in a row now losing season. Y'all want to continue.
We're relevant right now only because of the battle with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. That's the only reason. So don't even come history. I know what my history is. I had Saints fans coming at me about, you're Tom. Well, do y'all know what y'all did before Drew Brees? Do you know how many losing? 30. Y'all had 5 winning seasons in 34 years. Before y'all had Ron Rivera and Cam Newton, y'all were up and down with that shit. So don't even try to get excited about. Come on, man. Everybody has their issues, right? But let's not sit here and act like I'm not sitting here trying to show anybody. But y'all sitting here trying to put people on horses and shit already. When we haven't even seen nothing with this, and you're talking about who's the best tandem and shit like that. We talked about. You said for many times. You said Luke was there, but I felt like your boy Levante David was just as good or better. Hold on. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. That's what you said. And the reason he didn't get the attention is because of what?
Statistics will show.
He didn't get. God dang it, boy.
Do you have statistics? We just went over what all your secondary was doing.
So hold on. We talk about statistics. I'm telling you a statistic too. When it came to yards, when it came to passing yards, when it came to all of those things, they were the second best team in the NFL and the best team in the NFC.
No, we just sat here and talked about stuff that matters that you guys were vitally choosing up here.
You want to choose the stuff to dictate a whole defense when we're talking about a secondary. We're not talking about the entire defense. We're talking about the secondary. We know what we need to do to make the entire defense better. We didn't say the entire defense was the best. We said the secondary. And all I'm saying is you took a guy, and the only reason Levante David didn't get the respect that you believed he should have gotten was because you weren't winning. And now that Tom is there and you're winning, they're getting the respect. That's all I'm saying. None of these dudes will be getting talked about.
But the only reason why we're sitting here having this conversation is because you guys are ready to already put people on mantles that haven't even got up there yet. Yes, I had a good year last year from a statistic standpoint from yards, and I get that. I'm not knocking that. And if you just came on here and said if this defense continues to grow, but like I said, maybe I'm on y'all Twitter too much and I see too much of the stuff y'all putting out there, and it's like y'all act like y'all already arrived, and that's the part that I'm sitting here like, really?
I think it's not a thing. It's not that we have arrived. We just have something that y'all don't know yet, and y'all will see the arrival of this very, very soon. And so we see, and it's not anything though. You've got Sam, you got all these quarterbacks that do this and that, so that's what they're going against. So they look better. That's not what I'm saying, dog. We're talking about the maker. When you get certain players and guys on your team, and not everybody pans out, but there are certain guys that just have a thing called it. And they got to be put in the right place in the right system. And these jokers have, dog. And so there's an excitement there because we're excited. We're excited to let the world see what we have. That's all that is. And so if we're coming off a whole lot of, we got the best business, because it's a little swag and it's a little cockiness right now.
Yeah, I'm knocking that shit down because
you can. I'm not saying you can't, because none of it we have anything else to show outside. He said all he said, here we go. All he said was we got the best secondary. You're turning it into something else. That's why I tried to tell him too. Trill,
you saying you have the best secondary. You literally just said we have the best secondary. Like, not even arguing, right? Like, y'all are basically saying, like, hands down, that means y'all stopping shit. Y'all out here just no fly zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what's going on here. No, and I'm putting holes in it, and I'm like, look, if you think you're gonna grow and be in this, that cool. But you just sit here saying we hands down have the best secondary in this division. That's where I have my problem. I don't have a problem with y'all saying that y'all can grow. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all do grow into one of the better. I like the players y'all have. I put Mike on a Jeremy Chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a big guy when it came on to that. You know what I'm saying? These players I saw, and I get it. You know, Gross Matos, one other player that I was like, I like what I see off this tape. Like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to act like you guys can't get there, but y'all already put yourselves there. That's where I'm like,
but
relax.
you still just missed what you just. All right, we gonna keep going with this, but you still just missed what Trill said.
I'm going for what you're saying, but yeah,
I'm
now going back to Trill.
Because Trill repeated what I said. I had nothing to say about the linebackers. I didn't say anything about my D line. I didn't say anything about my entire defense. But we're gonna hit a little C-Dog. I know C-Dog been in love with y'all for the longest, man. I feel like C-Dog's been loving. He just loves what Tampa's been doing. And I'm not saying he's a Tampa fan. He just really respects what y'all do in your roster. I personally don't think that. I don't believe in them like that. I believe in the rest of the team, but the secondary is the weakness there. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen this year because I don't know if their pass rush is going to be as good as it's been in the past because that pass rush has been lethal and deadly. They blitz and put pressure or whatever you want to call it almost 99.98% of the time. They blitz as much as a condom is good for keeping babies from being born.
I said condoms.
I said condoms, nigga. You thought I said condoms. Condoms.
I get the excitement, man. Like I said, don't dine y'all and put ribbons on shit. And come on, man. That was my issue. Like I said, I see what y'all got. Don't. I'm not oblivious. We just sat here went over the Falcons. I can't stand them, motherfucker. I see what the Panthers got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. J.C. Horn. Me and Mike both were like sitting there. If y'all ain't gonna go back to the draft show when we talked about J.C. Horn. And I got it. I get it.
Yep.
Let the man play a season. You know what I'm saying? Let the man play a season. That's all I'm asking. And you know what I'm saying? CJ Henderson again. They want to go get Stephon Gilmore to play with Dante Jackson, not keep CJ Henderson as the replacement of him. And y'all excited about him? I understand he's in the right place. All fun. Okay, cool. But once again, another player unproven hasn't really done much in this defense. Y'all lost Hassan Riddick. He was a terror last year, right?
Okay.
This man was a terror last year.
Well, let's translate to that because that is a key point that I have as far as the Panthers in the offseason is the D-line depth. Like you lose a guy in Hassan Riddick that played for Phil Snow years ago in college, helped him be a first-round draft pick, all of that. Hassan had the goods. He knew how to use them. Matt Ioannidis, I spoke on that. I believe he's going to have the same type of season in production. It's not the same type, but very similar. I'm not even saying that. Well, anyway.
My only point to the whole thing, C-Dog, all the other extra shit is just y'all still have room to have to show what you guys are already trying to put them at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even putting the Bucs as the best secondary or defense because I've watched a team with no quarterback still have a winning record, lose, you know what I'm saying, in the Saints. And we know they did it on the back of their defense.
That's bull crap.
So they did it with the offense, Mike. The Saints won games after he left.
Yes. Taysom Hill went 4-1. Jameis Winston went 5-2. And you keep saying no quarterback, but the other quarterbacks that did not play, what happened with them? They lost when they had those other quarterbacks in. So you said Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill had a better, higher percentage. I think 4 out of 5 is 80%. 5 out of 7 is like 77 or 70-something percent. I'm doing this in the head. So I guess that's what I'm saying. We ain't gonna just put this whole weight like they didn't. I hate when you keep saying they did this without a quarterback. Taysom Hill was a quarterback. He had the first reps before Jameis at one point.
Who was their starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, Mike?
Jameis.
Who did they? And
Taysom went 4-1. You say that because they beat y'all with Taysom and felt like it was a 9-6 game. You can't take.
They actually beat us with Ian Book because Ian Book came in after Jameis got hurt.
Man, look.
I'm just saying what happened, Mike. You gonna get mad because you always try to throw that back in my face.
No,
but I'm sitting here telling you, Ian Book was in that game.
DJ, they beat you twice.
But you sat here and said Taysom replaced him and basically beat us, and that's
why
I had to replace
the last game y'all played against them. Taysom Hill was the quarterback, and I think it was like 9-3 or some 9-6 or something crazy.
Nah, it was 9-0.
Well, that's right, because y'all couldn't put the ball in the hole.
Shit,
So we
that shit
will
was
sit there.
terrible.
That's what I'm saying. They had Taysom Hill doing that. Taysom went 4-1. So let's not act like it was just Jameis plummet. So once he went down, the whole offense plummeted. No, the problem was they didn't have either one of them. They didn't have either one of them. But you can talk about that, and I'm not saying that they aren't. The Saints have been the cream of the crop in the South over the last 5 years. Can we admit that? They've been the cream of the crop over the last 5 seasons. Straight up. But let's get to this D-line, because I don't keep talking about everybody else right now. D-line depth, we got it. I don't want to talk about D-line. Let's get straight to the quarterback. We'll touch on them later. Quarterback situation, and then we'll go receivers, and then we'll move on. I do got something else, a little matchup watch. But quarterback, it looks right now in camp, absolutely. Winston is the better quarterback, has down, Taysom should never start. I agree with that. But still, he won and went 4-1. Truth is the truth. All right, so he went 4. You just hate it. You hate that. You hate that a guy.
I don't hate that. But why did they exclusively move him to a tight end if he's that good that you just sat here and said he went 4-1 as a starter? Why would they just automatically move something like that to a tight end? And not even say we're going to keep him as that dual threat quarterback as like second or third.
Because you got Andy.
Exclusively, we're saying we're going. But
why would you got Andy for the low? Because you got Andy for the low. Andy wanted to stay in the South.
You said he just went 4-1.
Wanted to stay in the South. Andy wanted to stay in the South. He's from Texas. He wanted to stay in the South. He wanted a team to go to. He was able to find his team, and he got him for the low. I know that's why he went to Dallas. He wanted to stay in the South. He's from Texas. He wanted to stay in the South. Family in Texas is close. Anyway, quarterback position for the Carolina Panthers, I think it's somewhat of a competition, but not really. The competition is at 2. It's between Matt Corral and Sam Darnold at 2. Baker Mayfield has taken over this job. Say what? Oh, you're reading stuff. Taysom Hill has Taysom Hill. Baker Mayfield has taken over this job. He's learning the offense. He's getting continuity with the receivers. Him and Robbie practicing after practice, all kind of stuff. He is doing his thing out there. I'm excited to see what Baker's going to do, but the competition, I think, is over.
Damn, we ain't even go down preseason.
Yes, nigga. It's done. Man, because you got to look, DJ.
No, I get it.
He is who he is.
I know.
He's going to be safe. He's not going to trust his arm. He's not going to trust his eyes. He's not going to trust his anxiety. He is who he is. He can't compete with him. And Baker knew that going in. He ain't got it. He ain't got the dog in him. Baker got the dog. And one thing about Baker, man, this is the best situation. I said this before. This has become my bad. If you keep competition and Baker's back is against the wall, you're going to have very good success. And I think what you got to do with Baker is Baker has to have competition. And if Baker has competition on every NFL roster he's playing on, Baker can definitely be top 15 quarterback in this NFL. Like y'all want to put him right now, but he's not. If he has competition, because competition does something and it drives this young man to a different level. And he did that everywhere he's been. And he didn't have that competition in Cleveland, did he? But yet still, go ahead, DJ, say what you got to say.
I ain't nothing against Baker. I just feel like Sam. I think everything you need to know about Sam has happened this offseason. I feel like that's why I'm here laughing, Mike, because it's like you know your back is against the wall. And I saw the little report from I think today, and it said that Baker, I guess, threw like 2 touchdowns or something like that, or 3 touchdowns. and Sam Darnold, instead of trying to throw a touchdown, ran into the end zone opposed to doing that. It's like, man, like, how weak are you to not? I mean, if he came out here just getting picked here and there, I would have more respect for Sam Darnold. But for the simple fact that this man don't even want to still let it go when he even has Baker Mayfield, they brought him in, which I would think would light a fire under your ass.
Right.
Like, that's not doing it. You're still doing Sam Darnold shit. Like, that's just poetic justice to its finest. And honestly, I think it's a competition between Matt Corral and Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield right now is obviously ahead. Sam Darnold, he's the Josh Rosen of that damn draft.
Yeah, because he was in that draft too.
Oh my God. Like, how, bro? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, and he still ain't throw, and that's what they're talking about. They're talking about Baker taking shots down the field, and this mug's still taking under. And it's like, you're at practice. Just practice.
Yeah, dog.
If you throw a pick, but your ass need to. Doing that's not going to win a competition.
No.
And like that by itself is going to lose you the competition because you don't even show what you can do while it's practice.
Right.
It's just crazy to me.
Like, I love the competition, dog. Like, we got our defense, John, and Baker talks. And my people, my Panthers, like, even the players, they like it because they like the chirp. That gives them Cam Newton vibes. Because Cam was like that. TD, they were all going back and forth, the offense and the defense. Cam was fighting Josh Norman and all stuff was going on. Like, it brought those kind of vibes. And so he has truly taken over this entire, pretty much seems like, team and locker room. And Sam just kind of laid on the bed and let him
put them legs up and come on, man. Like, Sam Darnold, have some balls. Like, seriously.
Yes.
Compete. Right. And he's not doing that. He just laid down.
I'm going to be a professional, and I want to show him the way. And I know we were buddies before, and I'm going to give him everything. I'm just going to be a true professional. And, man, look. Now, you can say what you want, T-Dog. Sonya just said something right here, and I believe Sonya. I don't know if you're a Panthers fan or not, Sonya. I think you were the Saints. I don't know. Let us know who you actually rock with. But Baker Mayfield is going to go off this year, mark my words. He took the Browns to their first playoff win in years, and he got hurt, and they aborted mission. Well, fair. And they aborted mission because they were getting what they thought, which could potentially be, before the last time he left, a top 3, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And when you got these type of guys available, and he's not that, let's keep it real, he's not that, then you got to make that move. But I do believe Baker Mayfield is going to play well with his back against the wall. I think he's one of those guys that people just like, and if you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. But Matt Corral is a guy that is the future of this football team. It ain't even Baker Mayfield. And I said it to you before, DJ, and I'm saying it to you now. I think he's going to compete to try to take that job. And he's going to learn as much as he can from both of these guys, what to do, what not to do, and apply it next year. And I think that's going to help us moving forward because he is definitely the guy. We got too many people to pay, too many people on salaries, all that type of stuff to not go in this with a rookie quarterback.
So my question to you is, can you see Sam Darnold getting cut before the season starts?
No. I can see PJ Walker getting cut, and that is my guy out. I think there's no way they're going to just leave $18 million on the books. We don't know if Baker going to get hurt. And if he gets hurt, well, at least we can plug Sam in. Me personally, I would plug Matt in.
That's what I'm saying. I guess that was why I was thinking that.
But I think they really want Matt Corral to just take this entire redshirt year to learn the playbook and then go out there and give it his shot next year. I think that's the move. And they're going to go with these two guys because they want to compete. Like, this team is not going in here thinking that they're going to just be a 7-10, 5-12 team. They're going in here to try to compete just like everybody else. So they're going to put their best foot forward, regardless if anybody believes that they're at that place or not, C-Dog. They're going to go out here and try to compete to win. And these two guys give him the best opportunity, they believe, trusting and more mature to be able to understand the NFL a little more than what Matt Corral does. And PJ, I agree 1,000% to the practice squad unless somebody decides to pick him up, which I don't know if that will happen unless somebody gets hurt.
I mean, I understand C-Dog. Like, C-Dog, is it Cam Newton vibes? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I already know. I expected this from C-Dog when he got in here, and I love C-Dog.
I mean, let's keep it 100. Take it from C-Dog's perspective, right? Yeah, down in your best secondary in the South and all other things. C-Dog sitting here at the end of the day, like you sit here and talk about, it took Bucs fans stuff to come back until it was winning, right? He sitting here, y'all putting all these like, oh, we're looking so good, da da da. But he's watched 2 years in a row with this coaching staff, 5 wins. He watched 10 wins in 2 years, and then he watched a probably a roster that wasn't the greatest with Atlanta Falcons win 7 games with their coach coming in for the first year. I'm just taking from C-Dog's like seat and where he's sitting back and watching this. And as Panther fans, he's seeing stuff. He probably in all those chats, big cat and everything. I don't know what's going on in them things, but like sounds like y'all, yeah, we got this, da, 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 da. But he's like, we were 5 wins the last 2 years. Like, can we at least let them at least try to do something before we sit here saying this team's gonna do this and this team's gonna do that? Baker Mayfield could bring that excitement. I guess that's the C-Dog. I guess that's where everything, because before Baker got to the Browns, obviously we all know the Browns won like 1 game in 3 years or something like that. And, they basically Baker is now the king, and he got done wrong with the Browns, and I'm just gonna say I can see what C-Dog is getting.
I know, because C-Dog is just like you. That's why I said I'm surprised he's not a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. But I love this man. I mean, I respect him because
I think keeps y'all humble.
Well, I don't
think that's what it is.
I'm not. Look, I know I did my prediction. I'm not. What I'm saying about Baker is saying he's winning the job, and as a coach of a team, I don't care if it's Arthur Smith, I don't care if it's Todd Bowles, I don't care if it's anybody. They're going into the season trying to win, and they're going to put their best foot forward. You're not going to go out there and you got 2 guys that have NFL experience. One has won a playoff game, led a team to a playoff, and won a game. And you mean to tell me you're just gonna throw your rookie out there when you got these 2 guys making 19? Well, he ain't making 19 from us, but making that money. You're gonna let this thing play out with them, and you're gonna give them the best opportunity, unless Matt Corral just completely shoots up everybody. So it makes no sense to me to do that. Why would you cut him and you lose out on $19 million when he could be a backup for you? Why do it, DJ, and let this young man redshirt?
Oh no, I get
that's
that.
all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that if Sam Darnold wholeheartedly just outright loses this battle against Baker Mayfield, which it seems like it's going that direction, why keep Sam around? We already know Sam gets into his feelings and do all the other extra shit and keep him in the locker room. I guess that's where I was looking at it from a perspective. Like, he came here, he looking at himself like, y'all basically gave away 3 or 4 picks for me. Y'all just gonna give up on me? Like, you already said this man's weak-minded. You think he's just gonna fall in line and be like, oh yeah, well, I lost. I'm gonna be the second quarterback. I'm just gonna, help Baker any way possible.
Yes, he's doing it now. He's doing it now. And he's looking at this like, oh, well, they're paying me $19 to sit here. I'll make $19 $19 million to sit here. Why wouldn't he? And be the ultimate team guy. Exactly. That's exactly what he is.
Weak ass.
We'll move on from Baker. See, dog, we already knew, and I get why you feel that way. I'm not saying anything you're saying is wrong. I just can't see. I know you're a fan of those Auburn corners. You got to show me more. Darrell Dean has to show anyway. We'll get to that next. Can't watch. I'm gonna say can't. Well, wide receiver there. Matter of fact, I'll say wide. No, I maybe next week I'll go wide receiver there. I think we spent a lot of time on this Panthers thing real quick. I know we did a lot of Deshaun talk too. We've been on the Panthers a lot. Can't watch. Watch out for the linebacker competition, I believe. Damian Wilson, Corey Littleton, Frankie Louvu, Brandon Smith. I think we're going to play a lot of nickel. I know it's going to be some 4-3, but I think majority nickel because we want to get all three of those corners out on the football field. So Damian Wilson, Corey Littleton, Frankie Louvu, Brandon Smith will be fighting for that opposite position for Shaq and, fighting for those early downs in the 4-3. So that should be an interesting battle to watch.
Fair. I'm probably still watching. I'm interested to see how this wide receiver room kind of shakes out.
Well, let's get to it then. Talk about it.
I'm interested with y'all. If Baker is the guy, I mean, he's gonna find. I mean, I saw him. They were talking about. Wasn't him in? Like I said, you already talked about DJ Moore, but it was another player
Higgins
on your team. Now I know about Higgins, but I could have sworn maybe I saw it on Twitter somewhere.
CJ Saunders?
It might be him. That he was kind of hitting religiously. I don't know who I gotta go back and look. But I think based off of it being Baker, it's gonna shake up this wide receiver room. And I don't know where Robbie's gonna end up. Robbie over here taking hits and getting knocked out of them, getting practices and shit. So I mean, that was your number 2. I'm interested to see if Terrace Marshall can move there, Rashad Higgins can move there. CJ Saunders, somebody like that is unexpected. You know what I'm saying? DJ's obviously the number 1. It's not even a question, but I think there's a lot of shakeup that still could happen with that position.
Right. There you go, Cole. He said something there, but I want to get to the wide receivers too. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I know how you feel about Robbie to solidify. That's Matt Rule, boy. They got a personal relationship that's very close. I don't care how any of that spins.
When he be talking shit, he has to have a personal relationship with Matt Rule.
I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to told you. So that's gonna sit where it's gonna sit. He will be one of those players. Terrace Marshall is another guy. And I think Higgins, those 4 are solidified. We got Andre Roberts, that's a return specialist. But I think the bubble guys are Brandon Zylstra, CJ Sanders, and Shy Smith. And I think Shy Smith is on the DJ Hop. Gotta keep Sam Donald bum ass because of the That's what I'm saying. Unless you find he just lights it up in preseason, and like my man Cole said, we'll be on the trade block. But you're not gonna get what you gave up for him. What you gonna give? What they gonna give you a 2025 7th round pick and $500?
And some dominoes. Shit. You ain't getting none for that guy. But yeah,
but I think you're right. I think it is going to shake up. But CJ Sanders stood out to me last year. That was my camp guy. I thought he was phenomenal last year. So I'm not surprised what he's doing. Anything else you want to get into, man, with the Carolina Panthers?
That's really it. I mean, obviously, you intrigued me a little bit with your offensive line with the whole shakeup between your first round pick and
third round.
Yeah, third round. Brady Christensen, that's what it was. So that's another thing I'm gonna be watching going into this next game or first game.
Absolutely. What I think is he's doing a lot of competition. Anyway, that's gonna be the next.
We'll get to it next week. Yeah, we'll get to next. Yeah.
Trust that is definitely next week. All right. So let's move on, man. Let's move on. Where we're gonna go? We're gonna go ahead and go Tampa. We spend a lot of time on the Deshaun. I'm not saying Panthers. We spend a lot of time on Deshaun and the Falcons. We'll go ahead and go Saints and go Bucs. Let's go.
Go Saints.
Let's go Saints. Okay.
Let's go Saints. Let's shake it up because we just killed. Not killed, but we went with y'all team. So let's kind of break up the monotony with the teams.
Yeah. Let's go New Orleans Saints, man. You go ahead and start this. This is your second favorite team in the division.
Why? I think they're going to be second in the division.
Nah, because they own you.
This guy, man, shit. We own y'all. Shit. How about that?
That's true.
How you like that?
That's true.
You like that? You like that? Anyway.
You like that? You like that?
You say hater, dog. That's all good. That's all right. You guys get shot up on Call of Duty. I'll make sure your ass.
I'm gonna need that. Revive and
I guess a couple things that I saw from Saints camp. I'm gonna start obviously there's a lot of excitement with that that wide receiver core. From what I've been seeing, they've been talking about Chris Olave. Chris Olave's been getting locked down a little bit there, and everybody's excited about Slant Boy being back. I saw somebody say, "Oh, the way he runs that curl route is amazing." I guess they're really excited his short routes and his very vicious ways of getting open on the short game. I mean, Michael Thomas is back into that, short, and people are very excited about that. Chris Olave, like I said, I saw a couple things, and the thing that they're saying he's looking good at is the scramble drill, which is like, all right, well, I need him to get open on routes and stuff like that. That's their first round pick, and I guess that's exciting, Saints fans and stuff like that. Cool, whatever. But the one big thing I guess that's going on with the Saints is that offensive lineman, what's his name, Trevor Penning. Three practices in a row getting in fights, and I guess Dennis Alves got tired of that shit, and he threw both. Which I don't understand why he threw out. What the hell he throw out? One of the defensive tackles got thrown out, getting it into. I think it was like Malcolm Roach or something like that, with Trevor Penning. And Trevor Penning, from what it sounds like, he's struggling, but outside of struggling, he's out here trying to start and be that Ryan Jensen left tackle, style of play. But you got to at least on the field look like you're somebody special. You know what I'm saying? They drafted you to be that next left tackle after Tyron Armstead, and it's not looking very promising to start off going into camp because it's like he's more intrigued in fighting than actually becoming a better left tackle. But
well, go ahead, my bad.
No, you can start. You want to start there because I know you got some things you want to say about Trevor Penning as well. And Cesar Ruiz is struggling, which shout out to TJ Jones. Did not like that pick, and so far it seems like he's continuing to struggle. So the offensive line right now is in influx. And interested is there's obviously a competition with James Hurst and Trevor Penning and Cesar Ruiz, and I think it's that Calvin kid that's competing for that guard position, because if Ruiz doesn't get any better, I guess something's going on with that. Right. And then I guess the star of the show, Jameis Winston, has been on fire from what, at least this last couple of practices actually, he's been doing really well. What you got here?
Yeah, I just want to show the video real quick because I don't want you to keep going on. I want to kind of. And I know I do that too, but kind of plug in on some of the guys that you're talking about. So let's talk about, and we're gonna get to a lot of this stuff. Trevor Penning. I was never a big fan of him. I thought he was one of those guys that was okay. He was ranked better than what he was because he was one of those nasty, boys he's not as talented, so he has to overcompensate his manhood and try to be a little pushy, extra just to kind of stand out. And this is a prime example of this. This is the third that he's gotten into. So let's check it out real quick.
I didn't even see his video. Oh, wow. It's
It's the other one.
Like, these are your teammates, dog. Like, do you not realize, like, I like that. That was fine. That last one was fine. I had no problem with that. No problem with that at all.
And that wasn't
for that one. That was a nice rep.
But yeah, I agree. I thought that was a good rep against number 60 DN. So he's a camp body.
Yeah,
but and I'm not.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, that was a better rep. But he did that to Peyton Turner. Very similar fight. No, that wasn't Peyton Turner, but they didn't show that video. Yeah. He got into a fight with Peyton Turner, TJ Gray,
really well this offseason. I mean, and
Malcolm Roach. like that. You gotta. There's a fine line that he crosses all the time. All the time, I do. So I don't know. I don't think it's James Hurst's job unless he gets hurt. And so he may come out there and hopefully he gets a whole bunch of personal fouls and hurt the Saints. But nah. The biggest news to me, and I want to definitely jump into Jameis and the wide receiver, but I think this is the biggest news in New Orleans is that Tyrann Mathieu is back.
Oh yeah, this show was going to be completely different because he came back today. Back onto the field.
Yes, he returned back today. And DJ, before I go into mine, I want to hear what you got to say about that, man, because I think it's very interesting. He hasn't been with this team. He doesn't know this defense. He doesn't know these players like that. To come in and camp has already started, and he has an injury history. And now you got to come in, get back to shape, try to get right football, all that type of stuff. We're going to see how his body holds up with this because they're going to have to throw him out there soon.
Yeah, he's a pro, so that part's not the part that, I guess I'm not looking for. It's more the concerning part for me is the way it all happened, right? He just left, and then Dennis Allen is like, this is for personal reasons. And he's giving zero explanations of what's happening. He missed camp for a whole entire week with no explanation as to what. Not even like he's sick. He's got. I understand they're saying personal reasons, but
right,
it's just very weird. And if you watch Dennis Allen in his pressers, he's like kind of like I don't freaking. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't really know. He acts like I don't really know what's going on with this guy. He's like, but he's dealing with things that he needs to deal with, and. We'll break. And then I think one of them, he said, when he comes back, we'll welcome him in open arms. Like, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly is that? And that's a little concerning when you got talking about we'll welcome him back with open arms. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. But
no, you're not.
Hearing that, it was like, what? Like,
yeah, you're right, DJ. And this is what I think. I think it was a couple of things. This man is human, all right? So we got to understand that everything isn't always about football. Sometimes you got to take care of yourself. And I know fans, we love the game and love the players and love you to be out there, but you're not a robot. So you're going to go through life. And sometimes life hits you with a whole bunch of different things that you got to handle. And we know, DJ, you and I know, but you got to handle them. And maybe he had to handle them. So I want to give him the human side of that to say, hey, he had to do what he had to do. But I am going to read this quote from Dennis Allen. He said, I loved having him back, Coach Dennis Allen said. It was great to see him last night. He got in last night. I had a chance to visit him at the hotel. He seemed to be in really good spirits. He's anxious to kind of get back here and get started. We'll go through a little bit of a ramp-up period for him, kind of let him get his feet up under him. But, man, to have a player of his decorated ability back in the building is a positive. To me, I don't know if he was dealing with some stuff and he contemplated on not playing, dog.
Hey, and that's kind of when you said that. That's what it kind of felt like. Because, like I said, the concern of what I said, and then you followed up with that quote. It sounded like, I'm not going to say like retirement, but it was like I might need some time because of what's going on with my life.
Right.
That's why when he said personal reasons, they didn't say nothing about injury. That's why I didn't really think it was anything to do with the injury. It was just like, in the way he looked in his face was like he was shocked that this was actually happening.
Right.
Like he wasn't put involved. Like he probably did this with the GM or let them know, like, look, I'm out. I got whatever the hell it is. There ain't no birth and no child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell? And you just said he just flew back.
Right.
He wasn't even in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? He was wherever the hell he lived. That like I said, we're just bringing out the facts. We're not really making a big deal out of it. It's more the simple fact that it's something to watch because it's not like, unless it really just whatever he had to deal with just got settled. Could this be an ongoing thing that it might still,
right?
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. So I just thought we should kind of touch on it and bring it back. So I like him. I think he's a big football player. If he can get the things up to speed, he is a pro's pro. He's going to play well. I hope he doesn't get injured. And I'm interested to see how his health can play out this year with what's going on. And because if he's not in the headspace to be there, not saying he didn't work out, my bad. Not saying he didn't work out and he hasn't been working out. I'm sure he has been working out. But I don't know where he was at. So it's just going, I don't know. It's something to watch.
They're gonna put him eventually in front of the press, and see. Yeah. It's interesting to see if he gives anything,
right?
Or he's like, it's just something I'm just interested to see. Something like that. Something to watch. As of right now, it's not a big deal, but it's something coming out of camp that this can go two different ways because we honestly don't know what the hell is really going on. Maybe we need to go talk to our New Orleans Saints insider,
TJ John.
Maybe talk to him and find out more. If he has a little inside track with some of the stuff with the Saints, so we're gonna find out what we can find out. We'll let y'all know. But,
yeah, we definitely will. But let's get back to Jameis Winston, lighten it up, man, because that's going to go into the main topic that we'll probably finish off with, or got a little bit more as a wide receivers, because everybody's excited about the Saints wide receivers. But continue.
Before we go on to that, we was finished with the defense with obviously Paulson Adebo and Alton Taylor. This rookie, they're very excited about this kid. Taylor, I'm talking about. So it's going to be definitely a competition to watch out for. They think he can actually unseat that. It's why did you just do that? You got me nervous.
I'm excited for you to keep going because this almost slipped my mind. So continue.
Oh no, that's something that I watched. I thought Paulson Adebo played pretty well last year. I think he's having a decent camp. I heard he has a good rep, and there's times he gets the ball. He's a second-year player still coming around. We'll see. And Bradley Roby is on the back end of this and still doing his thing from what I'm hearing too, but he's not being highlighted, I guess. So like I said, this is secondary. I haven't really heard much from Marcus May though. That's the player that I'm really interested to still see and hear from because everybody like to don this man one of the best safeties.
They sure do.
So, that's the player I'm excited to watch is Marcus May. Yeah. Marcus, apparently, when I said Marcus Williams was arguably one of the best safeties and they lost him, people, we replaced with Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May. Okay.
That's what they say, dog.
Okay. Let's see.
That's what they say. All right. And speaking on the defense, Charlie Gardner Johnson.
Oh, yeah, contract.
CJ. I said CJ.
I know what you're talking about.
Dog. He's practicing this and that, but he's not doing everything.
He's not doing the physical stuff because he wants that contract.
Because he does not want to do harm to his body, and he potentially don't get his money.
Yep.
So he's in a contract somewhat battle dispute with the New Orleans Saints, and we know how they are with their contract situations. It's crazy, but they find a way. So that's going to be interesting. It's something to watch out there too on the defense.
Definitely. Well, now I guess we get into Jameis. I guess the last two padded practices. I mean, from at least what I can read from news, I haven't really watched much. He's been lighting it up. He was, I think. He completed all his passes, I guess, within whatever the team drills were. Then I think he had, in the red zone. I think about 50%, a little higher than that. But what it sounds like, he's getting that connection with those players. And I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if Jameis can reach that ceiling that Mike got to watch as an FSU fan, shit, watch out. But who knows? Who knows?
I mean, they've given them all kind of weapons on the outside. And we, like I mentioned in the last live, if you all haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. Jameis has always been known to get his receivers their yards. I mean, I mentioned it when he was in Tampa. I look at Kelvin Benjamin. He helped Kelvin Benjamin get to the league, and he can't even stay in the league. And I'm not saying I thought Mike Evans wasn't going to get another 1,000 yards after Jameis left, and he barely did in that first year. But, he still got him. But Chris Godwin was an all-pro, all kind of things, man. So he has Michael Thomas. I'm not surprised. Am I scared of Jameis? No, because I like playing Jameis because of what he does for the Carolina Panthers.
Exactly.
But with all that even being said, Jameis has matured as a football player. Yeah, he definitely loves everybody else. I know. Everybody else's picks, everybody else's draft, everybody else's coach, everybody else's cheerleaders, everybody else's owners, everybody else's colors. It don't matter. Everything else about every team in the NFC South is just, oh my God, I like Trevor Penny. I like this. I like this. J.C. Horn ain't shit. Keith Taylor need to be ahead of J.C. Horn. Like, come on, man. Like, everything. So I understand what y'all
I think you just prove it. Yeah, I think Sea-Dog's in the prove it stage with the Panther team.
So, I mean, they ain't proven. Anyway, let's continue.
Based off of what he's saying in the chat, I'm just going
that's what it is. It's also a little more than proven, and you know that, Nick. You know that. So, Jameis Winston, man, I do believe he's going to have very good success. This is scary. I wanted him. This is the guy I wanted, Panther Nation. I was like, let's get him. If they don't pay him and can't afford him, let's go get him. Because he said, "Mom, love to keep Jermaine." I love him, man. I swear he's so entertaining, dog. But let's get to the receivers, man. What are your thoughts? Because I mentioned this to you. And I said the New Orleans Saints have the best receiving core in the NFL until y'all got Julio. But I said it. I was like, yo, they got Michael Thomas coming back. Slant boy, you can say what you want to say. Slant boy know how to catch the daggone ball. He ain't going to drop too many of them. All right, so that's one thing you can count on. He can move the chains and do all that type of stuff. You got Jarvis Landry, who I think is good, but he's past his prime, but we'll see what he's going to be like without Baker. We all know Jameis Winston can make players look much better than what they are, and he can help do that. They got Callaway. They got, the rookie. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now, DJ. You can carry on. You talked about him.
What you talking about?
Clyde
and what's his name? Traquan Smith. You already mentioned him?
Traquan Smith, yeah, Traquan Smith, and the rookie they drafted. Chris Olave, yeah. I drew a blank for a minute, but yeah. So I really like their wide receivers a lot.
Yeah,
I mean a lot. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out. Jameis Winston at the team are going on a run. New Orleans Saints, first place. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, second place. Atlanta Falcons, third. Carolina Panthers, fourth. In that order, 100. You should put another 100 for all four of the teams.
Put that.
Yeah, Walt Dog, what's up with you? What's good with you?
What's good?
Fishing Anywhere, what's good with you? You said, so you got a Tampa and Carolina fan who's representing Atlanta. We ain't representing, we just talking about the South, dog. But we ain't representing them. I'm going to tell you right now, we don't care nothing about y'all Atlanta something, but no, we do respect football and we do respect your team. And if you heard us earlier, yeah, right. And if you heard us earlier, you might have actually liked some of the stuff we were saying about Atlanta. He said, y'all going to be the last two.
Hey, man, stick around. Hey, and go back and look at the beginning of this video.
Yeah, go back.
We talked about Atlanta. Once again,
we're not most people that's going to sit there and think like Atlanta's going to be 32nd. They're going to have a top 4 draft and all that type of stuff. Nah, man, Atlanta was 7-10 last year, like DJ and I mentioned, but he mentions a little more. They were 7-10 last year. Overachieving Atlanta Falcons team, if you ask me, in year one. So just imagine, I know they got some shakeups, but they got some of the guys that they like that they can build a team with. So it's going to be interesting to see, but this ain't Atlanta right now. So you came a little too late, dog.
Come a little earlier next time.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. But back to the Saints, man. What are your thoughts on this receiving core? Because I know how you feel, because, hey, you right there Y'all got the best this and that. We just so what's your thoughts?
Nah, they definitely upgraded their receiving core. I mean, that's not even a question, right? I mean, players that have been proven. Michael Thomas is returned. Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave is a top draft pick. Brought into that team, and then you had a Marcus Callaway, who was your number one, now moving to your fourth receiver now, and he got the experience of being that. So, and Jameis and him had a really good rapport. I mean, you got him going against a fourth receiver or an inside linebacker. I mean, like I said, it'll be interesting, and they know they have that connection already. So that's something to watch. Obviously he's going to build it with Michael Thomas, and Michael Thomas, I watched his presser. Oh my God, that is a sensitive. I think I said in the last one, that is one sensitive ass receiver. You be hearing that slant boy shit. Yeah, boy, sensitive. But
yes,
what was I going with that? Oh yeah, Jarvis Landry. I mean, I haven't, like I said, heard a lot about Jarvis Landry.
No.
But we're going off for just credentials of what he has been. So yeah, I mean, this receiver core is definitely a lot better. Top of the I think there's some other teams that can really, go ahead of that, including one in this division. But
let's compare. Let's compare. Well, no. Well, let's compare. I mean, name their top, let's say five receivers, right? Which I think we named 5. You got Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, Traquan Smith, Callaway, what's the Harris kid? Harris?
Yeah, his name is like Dante, but it's like Denardi or something. It's something crazy like that. But he's a special teams ace. Like, you know what I'm saying? His speed and his ability, what he does in open space. That kid's a problem. I mean, I hate what he touched the ball. He got to kick the ball out of bounds. That motherfucker don't touch that shit. Hell no.
Yeah, he's a problem, and he just got Hardy. Right?
Yeah.
Deontay Hardy.
He changed his name so many different ways. I don't even know what to call this dude. But I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so my bad, go ahead.
I mean, I just, in the NFL, I mean, for you're not even before we got Julio, you got teams like what? Philly has I guess Philly, Cincinnati, Tyler Boyd, Chase, Jamar Chase, and what else?
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins. Raiders, I don't know, maybe.
I'm
Chargers.
You said best in the
NFL. You said best. Yeah, one of the best teams in the NFL. I don't know about that. I mean, sheesh. I mean, you still got the Rams, the Bills. I mean, they got some. Look, we were talking about receivers before being dime a dozen. There's a lot of really good receiving cores out here.
Yeah,
and they're a lot better. They got a lot better, but I wouldn't put them and dime them as.
Well, we're talking about the South. Like, are they the best in the South?
They're definitely not the best in the South, but yeah, they're up there, creeping up there because they got back up Michael Thomas. You got to give them that credit, right? I mean, you got to give them that. You even say yourself trending down Jarvis Landry, but he's still good enough in that slot to be effective. And then Chris Olave, a lot of excitement with his speed and what he can do down the field. I mean, like a Brandon Cooks or something like that.
Right, with a big arm quarterback.
Right. So, that brings a lot of excitement. The potential is there, but you're not best in the South.
We got to see. Yeah, I wouldn't quite put him there either.
Atlanta, like I said, boy, what's good, my guy?
What's going on, Atlanta boy? What up, fishing anywhere? I know you got in late though. We were just messing with you, man. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, fam.
Oh, come back 9:30, 9:45. We talking about everybody now. Don't get it twisted.
Now, I love my Carolina Panthers, but I can't keep being biased, y'all. Y'all are saying some stuff out here that I can't keep speaking to it because I'm like, nah, I can't agree with all that now. One thing about anyway, I'm gonna get off that. My man said Jarvis will be fine. We'll see. We will see what's gonna happen. We'll see what's gonna happen. You got anything else you want to say about the Saints? I will say this. Well, we talked about the offensive line. We good.
Yeah, we hit all these points. Like I said, bring the comments and questions, and we'll answer them off, and we'll bring videos about it in regards to any of these other teams that we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'll bring back these rankings next week. I think that'll be fun to bring that stuff back. We're gonna bring back some rankings next week, It gives arguments. I like the arguments. So
yeah, we definitely like the arguments. Yeah, Atlanta is moving in the right direction. They should be in the postseason in 2 or 3 more. Hey, that's Walt. Outside of that thing that you said about us finishing last, about I think you hit on some good stuff, Walt Dog. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I agree. I think that they're close. Their roster just isn't quite there yet. But it's close. But I guess we're gonna go on to the Super Bowl champs 2 years ago, the divisional champs in the NFC South. The team that has the best wide receiver core in the NFC South. And I think it's not close. I know Julio got issues and hammies and all that, but like DJ said, he ain't gonna have to worry about too much of that. They deep. They're deep. But where you want to start with, man?
Hey, man, shout out to my man Ryan Jensen, man.
Yes.
It was sad to see him go down, obviously, with what looks like an ACL. They're waiting for the final prognostic still with the swelling of the knee for they can really figure out. Because as of right now, they're not really saying that he'll be out for the season yet. So it didn't look good from what it sounds like. It sounds like an ACL, but, we never know. It could be something else, but they're definitely saying he's going to be out for some months. And that just opened the door up now for a center competition going on between Robert Hansley that we drafted in the 3rd round last year and Nick Lorette. They're both going to be competing. It's Darius Hutchinson, but I don't think he's going to be competing. But those are the 3 right now. And obviously they're probably doing their due diligence also on the free agency, but they're pretty confident to go forward with Robert Hansley. So, we'll see. Yeah, I saw that, C-Dog. I saw that Jensen was ranked 23rd center in the NFL, but what Jensen brings to this line is an attitude.
Yes.
Which is, even Robert Hansley, he said it himself, he's not trying to be Jensen. He's just, he's going to come in here and, obviously be who he is, but everybody knows that he was one of the heart of that offensive line. Right. So you're definitely going to miss that with that. Jensen brings Jensen is what Trevor Penning hopes to be at left tackle.
Facts.
But Ryan Jensen still had a pretty good year that year. I don't think he only gave up. I don't think he really gave any pressures. I'm interested to know how they rank that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought he had a decent year. It wasn't better than the Super Bowl year, but I still thought he had a good year last year.
Man, that joke had look. All right. There are certain things in this game called football that are called intangibles. Not everything is just a number and statistical. And that's, to me, is what Jensen. So I don't care anything about that whole ranking of PFF or whoever did what.
You liked the shit earlier, though. I think you gave up on this.
I was messing. I used to use it because
it was that shit hard on me, boy. I was like, this nigga, the shit.
See, the only reason why I would use it was it would bother you because it was favoring my Panthers a lot during it.
But that was against y'all.
We got some good stuff. If I wanted to pull it out, I looked at it. I was like, wow, Brady Christensen, things like that. But
more versatile.
I just think Jensen, like you said, Jensen to me is going to be, I think, a big loss for them because of the attitude. Wharfs would have been a huge loss. Both of them?
Yeah, that was just cramps. He's trying to get reused to that heat. Yeah, that's all that was.
Grateful for that because that would have been a huge loss.
My answer would have been a little different than, with you trying to be like, y'all line is in trouble. Losing Jensen, if we lost Tristan Wirfs, we saw what happened at the end of last year. We lost Tristan Wirfs, and before we got Tristan Wirfs, we saw how bad the offensive line was as well. So Tristan Wirfs is definitely a huge cog on his offensive line, and he's definitely the best player on this offensive line. You don't want to lose.
Yes, so I agree. So I do think they'll be okay. We'll see what Hansley's going to do, but like anybody else that's coming in, we're going to have to evaluate and see what's going to happen. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some things that's going to be worked out, but they're a very good, well-machined team that's going to work. So best believe everybody's gonna be coming to work.
Hey, wait, hold on. Shout out Tom Brady. Happy birthday. 45. Mr. 45. Call him Mr. 45. That's what you're gonna call him. That man, happy birthday.
Yeah,
my quarterback.
Thomas
He got a day off. And I'm gonna segue this into this. Kyle Trash looked like that today. Oh my God. Had a horrible day. I'm sort of God. We're gonna be drafting another quarterback next year. I know he ain't played this year yet, but good God, he looked horrible. He threw 2 picks. He threw almost 4 picks in a row on 4 per night. This kid is horrible, bro. He's terrible. Like they let this man go out here and play. I understand Mike Evans wasn't there. I understand. I think Julio Jones had a day off.
Yeah.
But that's even. I mean, look, defensive players had days off too. For you to look this way, how bad he looked, and I mean, it's all over the place how bad he looked from all the beat writers. Like, it's like,
yes,
what is this going on here? I'm not surprised. Go back to last year's draft. I went on like a 30-minute rant on why the hell we got a Kyle Trash, and I said, look, I'm not hoping this guy to fail, and I still hope this preseason he might come out here and light shit up. But right now, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. At practice, bro. This is practice. Shit. And people talking about, put him out there over Blaine Gabbert. Man, shut the He took several seats, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but I know he's only second year and all that stuff. Oh, God, man. I sort of get like, I don't need you to wow me, Kyle Trask, but I mean, people saying you look like hot garbage is very concerning. When everybody was excited that you got to sit behind the GOAT and, you got all this stuff and you come out here, I mean, just looking lost and just throwing ugh.
Yeah, I love the pick for y'all.
Fuck you, Mike. Damn. We draft another quarterback next year. You heard that here first. We draft another quarterback.
You have to. Because this
will be a really good draft for quarterbacks, though.
It could be.
Hey, and I won't be surprised if Kyle Trask looked this bad. I mean, I would hate how I feel about Baker too, but
I know.
You'll
love him when you get him, just like you felt that way about Tom. You felt that way about Tom, and Tom took you there.
I wouldn't say that. I was a little concerned about the whole two and done, type of situation when you basically just gave up on a franchise guy. And like I said, everything worked out. And it was a little concerning. I didn't know what to expect from Tom Brady. Last thing we saw, you got to go back to the season before that.
Yeah.
Tom Brady struggled. They ain't struggled, but that team struggled, which, and then they got into the playoffs and Tom threw a pick 6 to end the game to who, Mike?
I don't even remember.
Logan Ryan, who's now Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Yeah,
wasn't in Tennessee? He was with Tennessee.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I watch football, though. I watch all this shit, but I'm just saying.
I remember
that was concerning when you're looking at somebody at that age and what direction he was heading.
Yeah,
I think it was fair for me to have my concern. Okay, and I'm happy I'm completely wrong. I mean, I'm happy about that. I knew also the other side of it, that he was going to bring a lot of attention and, all that. I understood that. But, when it came to the intangibles and what was going to happen to us going forward,
right,
it was a little concerning. I'm a Bucs fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the Tom Brady fan. I want the best for this team. And I'm happy that Tom Brady came here and did all the things that he did. And he's going to continue to do. I'm putting some good graces and flowers out there for him because I hope he don't pull no Peyton Manning last year with the goddamn Denver Broncos. So I'm not putting that in the air. But
hey, y'all, they won. They won the Super Bowl.
But Kyle Trask, man, Jesus. Obviously, wide receiving core, not really worried about anything going on there. Everybody's pretty much healthy. Chris Godwin's a little bit concerning just because we don't really know where his progression is from the ACL injury, right? So I guess that's like the one thing out there, but from everything I'm hearing, Tyler Johnson out there balling, Rashard Perriman, Scotty Mills trying to put his little 2 cents. Jalen Darden, Mike's guy, is out there balling. Coach can't keep talking about this kid. Hey, this was your guy, Mike. You roll your eyes like you goddamn one. But what I'm saying is this one, he came back prepared this year and looking like a different player on this offseason that the coaches have to mention him, and I'm putting it out there. Cade Otton, our tight end, nothing wowing, but they say this kid is very cerebral, very smart. He's a coach's son, and it's very evident that he can really come out here and not wow nobody, but being behind Kyle Rudolph would be a nice number 2 along with Cam Newton, or Jesus Christ, Kyle Rudolph being behind Cam. Great, my bad. Yeah, so I think there's a little competition there because he was mentioned by the coach as being looking good out there. But yeah, there's so much depth at this receiving core. It's madness to continue to go over all these pieces and then.
All these pieces.
I mean, it's not even fair. It's a video game out here with these Bucs, man. And I know y'all might fall off with this damn thing at this point because y'all know I'm telling the damn truth. This Bucs offense is freaking scary if it comes together the way it is. You got Tom Brady at the helm, so he's going to hit the right person. He's going to make the right decision. So we do much.
Okay. I'm interested.
What's your rebuttal, Mike? What's your rebuttal? Go ahead.
No. I think the receiving core is crazy. Mike Evans, Russell Gage, like you said, Chris Godwin, Julio made it crazy. Bashard Perriman, who's had success, Scotty Miller, Jalen Darden, Tyler Johnson. I mean, Cyril Grayson. All these dudes have made it's. I don't even know how they had these many people on the daggone roster right now. I'm like, how are they getting this done?
Yeah.
But it's crazy because everybody, you gotta think that's what winning does. When you win, people want to win. And then you get a chance to say, I want to go down in history as a winner. And I've been doing it a certain way. I know Atlanta Falcon fans, they don't talk all kind of pure cash trash about Julio. Let's not act like this man didn't make y'all relevant.
Well, this man is one of the leading players in yards, even though not touchdowns, but in the NFL history. And we added that, and that's not even the person that we're relying on. I mean, yeah, we're going to want him to be out here playing the level that we know him of, but that's just extra.
Right. That's just like a cherry on icing on whatever you want to cake, whatever you want to analogy you want to say. It can't get any. I mean, how you got
video
anyway?
Games, man.
It's sickening, dog. It's sickening.
Oh yeah, Giovanni Bernard, he looked good. He's been getting a lot of reps recently, which is really interesting. I'm still interested to see what Rashad White can do. He's a rookie though, so you're obviously going to bring him in. Keyshawn, I saw him out there catching passes. I mean, you can see he's been working his off season. But hell, that running back room is just as deep as well. Like I said, his offense is. There's no reason why this offense has many issues this year.
Right.
It really shouldn't be. There's no excuses, and
I still have some questions in the running game.
Yeah, because we got to put it together. I mean, it looks like
we ain't seen it
more on it. Right. Which is that's all I'm saying. Which Panthers too. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I know.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We being fair.
I'm being fair about that. I mentioned that. I was talking about, what I'm saying, the receivers and Tom Brady threw 5,000 yards and 4,800. What can he do this year? You know what I'm saying? Can it go even higher than 5,300?
I'm old school football. I want to run the ball. I want run past it. And I'm a former wide receiver. So.
But you also know the extension to run. And that's going to be a lot of that with this offense.
We will see how that plays out. But I do think they got all the things. Panther Buzz, FSU 23. Dog, you be hitting on some topics we always hit after you get – I mean, we hit before you get in. We led with that at the beginning, man, so go back and kind of check it out. Yeah, shout out to you, Trill, and you can, get the little insight on that, dog.
And, maybe to close the show, we'll
touch on short.
It's going to be very short because I'm going to keep it very simple.
We spent way too much. Yeah, we spent a lot of time.
Very simple. I'll come back with that, but yeah, you can definitely go and hear the the longer version of it.
Right.
Not many takes are going to be on the way we took it. So
right.
Definitely go out there and check it out. I guess with this defense, like I said, it's not outside of the Jensen injury. I mean, there isn't much other things really shaked up with this team. Oh yeah, something that Campway, Keanu O'Neal,
yes,
of the Atlanta Falcon.
That's on my next.
Thank you, Atlanta, from what I've seen from the beginning of this game. He went to the Cowboys. Cowboys put him as a linebacker. He even said, "You should." We got to pull up his press. That man was so happy to go back to safety after playing linebacker with the Cowboys, which he said he didn't feel comfortable and felt like he was out of position. But he did what he was supposed to do. He got bigger. He lost weight this offseason since he come down and know he's playing his natural position. Very excited with Todd Bowles. This month out here hitting people already. I don't know how they didn't tell him he need to put on one of them Guardian hats. The way he out here hitting mugs like Keanu O'Neal and Mike Edwards are fighting for that other slot next to Winfield. But Keanu O'Neal right now look like he's taking that over. I think Todd Bowles is very excited to have a player like that in his scheme.
Well, yeah, because he was talking about how Mike Edwards is he knows the system. He's more vocal. He's a guy that's kind of really becoming
a contract year too.
Yeah, and it's a contract year. That's what he was saying. And Todd Bowles also mentioned, he's been in the system for how many years he's been there?
3 years.
3 years. Yeah, since they've been there 3 years. So, 4. He's been there 4. No. This goes
3. He was a rookie.
Yeah. So he should know what he's doing and have more command of that type of what he's supposed to do. But Keanu O'Neal's a top 20. I think he was picked 17th pick. He came in, was all rookie team. He was a Pro Bowler the next year. He will dump the mess out of you. He had injuries. What this is Jordan Whitehead, DJ, and I talked about this off air. So
steroids.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's Jordan Whitehead on steroids. He's a better prospect than Jordan Whitehead. He has a higher upside than Jordan Whitehead. He can hit you, and to me, he covers better than Jordan Whitehead. So,
shout out Jordan Whitehead. We love you, Jordan Whitehead. I'm Bucs fan.
Yeah, it's no shade. We just comparing, But the question is, can he return back to form? Well, it seems like he had time to somewhat heal because some things he was playing and he seemed like he healed up. He may have got back where he needed to be, and he could really be a huge addition and problem for this Bucs secondary to make them a much better secondary. Where I won't talk about them the way I talk about them. Because I also like Logan Ryan a lot too. So, but that is definitely something that is interesting and I'm gonna pay close attention.
Leonard Fournette. That was thrown out of proportion, I think. Leonard Fournette, but he's back down to 240. He weighed in when he came into camp, 240, which was his playing weight, his normal playing weight. He's back in shape. So Leonard Fournette's out there looking good, to say the least. He's back to what he looks like, from a weight standpoint.
I was about to say a weight standpoint, he's looking good. I'm not gonna say he's not looking good in camp either, because
he's looking good in camp.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay. But I still have to see more from this running game.
And remember, he signed a 3-year contract with us, so we're gonna have him for arguably the number one. Well, not arguably,
at least 2 years.
The bell cow is still this team with Rashad White and Giovanni Bernard, whatever the hell that's. Also got what's his name? He's got Keyshawn Vaughn. But yeah, Leonard Fournette's back in shape. All right.
Yeah. Once again, there are 2 guys I'm going to continue to look and get as much information as I can in this the off-season watching camp, and that's Logan Hall and Joe Tryon. I'm gonna continue to say it each week. Those 2 guys are so important to me to this defense, is because their strength was the front 7, and they're replacing 2 potential future Hall of Famers. I ain't gonna say. I'm not saying Hall of Fame.
I'm just saying. I'm actually the conversation, but I know the caliber you're trying to put.
Right. So I'm curious to see how that plays out, and I think the secondary is better than it's been, so that should help them out too. So it's going to be fun to watch. Those are 2 guys that I'm really checking out for sure.
And obviously, we got Hakeem Hicks, who I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about Hakeem Hicks coming here, and he's healthy. He just had a presser today, and he was big enough Vita Vea, and he said, I watched a lot of film, and he came back off of injury to watch Vita. He's a big fan of Vita. He's like, for a man to move at his size and bend and power, he was bigging up. Obviously, I mean, we see it, but like, just to have a guy with the credentials that Hakeem Hicks has to sit there and be like a younger guy than him, right. That's already, Vita just signed a big contract with us as well, so he's gonna be around. And he's like, man, to play with somebody like that next to him, the defense is going to be in trouble. That's basically what he said with him and what you call being there. So, and Logan Ryan's going to be a rotational piece, which, that's what was concerned to Mike, obviously coming straight in as a starter. Yeah. But now he's going to be a rotational piece. But Joe Tryon, definitely. I think if y'all watched our show with the players that need to have that leap for every team in the South, Joe Tryon was at the forefront of what we said. I mean, Joe Tryon is a huge part of the success, right, or the continued success of this defense with the growth that he did this offseason. So definitely,
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching that, man. So that's gonna be good. Anything else we really got on Tampa? I think we hit of it, man. Let's talk about the Bucs schedule.
Well, we're gonna bring back the rankings, and like I said, we're gonna bring back some of the stuff. And now that we got more people. We're gonna bring back some of the fun stuff that is gonna bring up some rallying up in this chat.
Yeah, I just realized we went 2.5, dog. This thing might end on us soon. Dang. We were talking earlier about going about an hour and a half, and you see we're an hour over. But thank y'all, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, we got a lot of interaction, man. Keep telling your friends, tell everybody. Yes, tell everybody, come check us out. Get this conversation coming. Yes, like, share, tweet. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for these guys. Hey, man, we back for real this time. We keep talking about we back, but this is now like 4 or 5 episodes. We think we missed like a week because of the birth of my son.
Yeah, and I got announced, but I was sick. So.
Yeah, you were sick as well. So I mean, hey,
it's crazy.
Nothing else should be in the way. We full steam ahead into the first preseason game.
Right. So grateful, man. Extremely grateful. But yeah, we'll finish up on just a quick nugget, probably about 3 to 5 max.
That's it.
On Deshaun Watson. Atlanta boy, we on here, man. We go live every Wednesday at 9:30
CP time, which is 9:45.
9:45. We keeping it.
It's between 9:30 and 9:45. Might be 9:35. Might be 9:40.
It might be 9:44.
Right. So you might want to put your laptop up, and then when you hear that, come on, you already know what time it is. Shit, we coming in with it.
Yeah, we got families and all that. We try to get them kids down. Like we don't just leave everything to our wives to just handle and all that. Black dads matter. Hashtag.
We get them shirts. Yeah, I see some black guys. Man, we can get them shirts.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let's get into this Deshaun Watson, man. So I asked DJ to start the show. Sorry, let me get my camera right. To start the show, pretty much, because I was comparing it to Calvin Ridley. Everybody's upset about Calvin Ridley getting 17 games, and D-Hop. That was another one.
That's what it was. Yeah.
D-Hop with I just dinged on me because you mentioned it earlier. D-Hop getting 6 for
my cousin.
Yeah. For, get PED and all that other stuff. And DJ, I'll give him the floor, and then I'll say a little bit, but I ain't gonna say much because he's gonna speak probably for both of us. Be real, we both are aligned in this one.
I mean, it's straight like this: D-Hop proven guilty in using PEDs.
Yep, check.
All right. Moving on. I forgot who the hell else we were just
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Proving that he messed with the integrity of the game by making bets while being an active player in the NFL, playing in those same games. It might not all been that, but there's a lot of tape where they were showing where this man was falling short on things and could easily been part of why. Like I said, they probably have enough stuff on Calvin Ridley to be like, yo, you're definitely doing this type of stuff. Go now that you're going, go ahead and bet. Deshaun Watson, 2 grand juries. Fuck you. I don't want nothing to do with this. A defense attorney looked at the stuff. Well, I think it's fair. Integrity, 6 games, 30 women. 30 women. Not one. Not one. Not one. No court wanted to touch it. No lawyer wanted to take this case with anybody because they saw nothing in here that could propel into a conviction or whatever the hell, they deemed as a problem. What happened? They went to this guy or girl, whoever she is, and what did she do? Or he? She went to the court of public opinion, put all these women, look, 30 women. How can you deny 30 women and say this man never did anything to this? And let's not forget when it first started, wasn't it like 20? I think it was either 20 or 24, but now we've gotten up to 30.
Oh,
it was adding on.
It was way less than that. It was like 3 or 3.
Yeah, it was just piling. So, from when you're just looking, like I said, step back from this situation, right? From a person, and we talked about this already. Me and Mike both have daughters. I got a young about to be 5-year-old daughter that is very oblivious to this world and don't understand nothing. And I'll have to explain a lot of things to her and how to handle certain situations and everything like that. Mike has an older daughter that's now in college. He's already had to walk through some of these lines when it comes to this type of scenario.
Yeah.
We don't take this shit lightly. We do not take this shit lightly. But when you put the facts of what this case looks like, this feels very Brian Banks-esque.
Hello.
Very much like Brian. And what they did here. And the only reason why this even came out is when Deshaun was complaining that he felt like the Houston Texans weren't doing the best to help him and the team win. And he did not want to be a part of it. Right when that happened, all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson is now a sexual predator.
Facts.
What? And like you said, it started off at a small number. He took a whole year off because he was very. He said, "Look, I'm talking about this for one thing. I didn't want to do this. Trade me." Numbers just kept on piling up. Other facts came out that the Houston Texans gave him the facility for something. What the? So you're in and they got him. Come on, this is a NFL facility, Mike.
Right.
Cameras fucking everywhere.
Right.
Some of them were, I know he had one where he said he was one place and went somewhere else and got a massage. I know. I looked at everything with this shit because, like I said, I don't play with sexual assault. I don't play with this shit. I got too many females around me, and I don't play that. But when you look at this case, there's nothing here. The courts didn't see nothing here. Goddamn, the defense attorney that looked at this, where the NFL even said themselves, we're going to go by what the hell. So they felt confident that this was going to come back and be true.
Right.
But now they're appealing it. Come on, man. Look at the facts. That's all I'm going to say is look at facts. Fucking family members of the girls coming out saying that they attached to this civil suit for a payday.
Facts.
Come on. It's all in the public opinion. I got an argument with some white guy. Yes, I'm going to call him out for what the fuck he is.
All right, true.
Trump loving, whatever excuse my language. And he tried to tell me how to raise my child because I don't know what's going on with this situation. I swear, some of these motherfuckers, that's why I ain't fuck with Twitter for a long time, Mike. Because I'm saying a guy,
I know.
These motherfuckers, because they hide behind these fucking keyboards and just say shit.
Yes.
They know they get on your nerves with certain things that they say. It's not facts.
No.
They don't want to present facts. They're just like, it's 30 women. And you got to believe it because it's 30 women.
Right.
But I laid out all the stuff and he just, 30 women. Motherfucker, I just said all this stuff, but you still sitting here talking about numbers. How many did it start with? He couldn't give me that answer. Go ahead, Mike, I'm done.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna keep harping on it. You hit everything, and I said we don't always agree on everything, But DJ and I see this thing the exact same. And like he mentioned, I have a 19-year-old daughter, that's grown pretty much, that's in college going to the sophomore year. So I got to look at this through their lenses. I'm a beautiful wife. I was raised by a single mother. I have a different level of respect for women that some may have, some may not have. So for people to come and attack me and act like I'm just this sexist, misogynistic bastard on Twitter or whatever it is, just because I don't agree with judging someone based off just a number of something thrown out there without having all the facts and evidence, because I want to reserve judgment to see everything come full circle and not just say, oh, he did this. I don't follow. We don't follow. Mm-mm. Just because media moves or Twitter moves or social media moves, I've been here before all that shit was here. I could care less.
We also were young black men in this world as well.
Absolutely.
I was in the South. I was up in the North. We both had scenarios. We both had scenarios, athletes.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to.
Our lives could be different if things played out the way they did in some of our situations.
And I'm telling you, I know. Like, you mean to tell me I'm sitting over there and I know you're a masseuse, this and that, and we talked. I may have had a little flirt here and there, whatever, and I get in there. And just because I don't put a gun to your head doesn't make it not sexual assault. I understand that. Right. So we're not saying any of that. But you can't tell me that it wasn't a choice to do whatever they did. Ever they did. I personally believe that it was a choice. And things went down. Now, did he may have used his popularity, his money, or whatever it is to do whatever he did?
I guarantee Deshaun Watson not going. I mean, hell, Robert
Absolutely.
Kraft. Robert Kraft.
The president was just, Robert Kraft was just talking about grabbing my.
Going to brothels. You know what I'm saying? And not even brothels. I mean, I heard he even had some allegations in regards to that type of shit too.
Like when are we gonna hold people? Like, you just want to hold this one man accountable, but then all these that lied, and you got a son over here telling on his mom and all this other stuff, but nobody wants to hold them accountable. It's so.
And we also hit one more thing. Well, I hit it more than anything else, right? Because I have a young daughter, right, and she's not to be brought up in this world that we're talking about right now. Women got to be more held to a higher standard to a certain degree. If somebody is doing something like that to you, you don't wait until a civil suit comes out to now want to attach to. And like you said, we've been younger, right? Before we were married, me and Mike, we dibbled and dabbled in the shit that we did, right?
I mean, man.
And then when a girl that liked us thought it was something coming into it, I know I had one that was heartbroken. We had, like I said, all that. She could easily flip all them scenarios into that and been like, he raped me. He forced me to do things. And hell, I'll go back to when I was in high school.
Facts.
If there wasn't other girls there when this girl stepped to me, she put her hands on me. I'm not going to put any names out there. I mean, she went to high school with me. And she was ready to get me prosecuted.
Right.
Because I wouldn't give into what the hell she wanted me to give it to. I'm not going to get too much into the scenario. I kind of put my arm out to try to push her away from me. She said I hit her. She asked the other girls to go with her to the police station to file charges. And they all sat there and said, you will be going by yourself because we're standing behind him. And you're not going to be getting him in trouble because he did nothing to you. That scenario could have played completely different, and they look different than me. They weren't my color. That's another thing out here. And I appreciate those women, if they ever watch this, to not go along with that and get me basically changing my life in high school. So, I need facts.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. I can't. Never mind. I can't keep. Man, we didn't went on this long enough because
Fact showing. I mean, most of them they're not giving these massages for free.
thank you.
They know the stature of
They
these
wasn't
guys.
giving the head. They wasn't giving the butt. They wasn't
They're
giving
not going to Robert Kraft ugly ass
the hands
because they just enjoy doing it for him. Robert Kraft is a fucking multi-billionaire man, and let's not act like these girls are oblivious to what they're getting themselves into.
That's that.
I mean, you got judges like Judge Mathis coming out talking about groupies and how they come together. Hell, I ain't trying to get into other cases.
Bruh.
I don't get into the whole R. Kelly bullshit. I understand it. He was once with little girls. But the parents of the little girls were bringing their girls to this guy. Like I said, I don't get into all the other stuff, but like some of these scenarios, you got to look at this stuff and be like,
like
hell, Bill Cosby. That's a whole nother damn podcast. I mean,
it's a catch-22. I understand that because
it's a very thin line. It's a very thin line.
You want to give accusers the benefit of the doubt. I get that. I get that completely. But just because it's an accusation doesn't mean guilty or that it actually happened. And we know perception is reality. So it could have been, look, like I said, it could have been heartbroken, could have just been like, I felt dirty after.
Exactly, Mike, because a shock to know that he had this many massages and maybe this type of interactions, and some girls did the same things that these girls did. That could be, we talk about mental health all the time. That could mess with you. Oh my, what? Like I don't want to say women are sometimes like, but to hear that, you put your mouth on. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I'm just saying. Even with men, like if you hear your wife was out here, whoring before she got to you, even though you might still love your wife, you might be like, that shit gonna hit you a little different, right, Mike? I mean,
yeah. And
you might be like, fuck, like I be kissing this girl, she got busted in the mouth and what? You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna sit there and be looking at her, like I'm saying, it's gonna change your outlook when you hear something like that. And that's why it piled on. I feel like, and then obviously the chance for some money. It's tough. This is tough, but I'm sorry. I need more, and I need women to realize, like, if you really feel like something like this is happening to you, don't wait down the line and you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's gonna be huge with that's something I ain't talking about my little sister. Like don't wait, because the more you wait, the more you're giving that predator time to get away. Because the most important time is basically when it happens. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. You're right. Just selling a drip.
Oh man. I didn't know I was going to hear a little preaching a little bit, but damn, man,
it's tough. So, like we said, we pray for everybody, wish everybody well.
Yeah, with the whole thing, yeah.
Most of them are gonna get some type of bag. He got full.
They're gonna disappear,
and then you won't hear anything else about it. I don't even want to get it because I don't know for sure. Big Ben, I hearing he made some, but I don't want to even take that.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't even know what that meant.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that seemed like it was fake. There's no way he's that oblivious to his situation. Right. There's no way that's true.
So that's why I'm not. Yeah.
I honestly do. And look at it this way. And this is my last thing. I feel bad if there is one or two girls that actually something bad might have happened.
That's because yeah.
Adding more girls to this watered down this whole. If there was something, it would have felt a little different if it was only like one or two or three. But for it to start at a low number and continuously add on, they thought it was going to make it sound stronger. Maybe some people it did. With me, it made it seem like no, it didn't. No, like nah.
No, but what it did was it did a lot for the court of public opinion, and that's what they wanted. They wanted the court of public opinion to try to sway. sway the bag. You get what I'm saying? They're trying to sway the bag. So the more we get, the more bag, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. It helps our case. And really, like you said, it watered down. And they was like, man, come on, man. We know how this thing go. Rock
They were actually going after the
rock and roll and drill. You know how this thing's been going on.
And they were going for the civil suit over prosecution. I don't think they ever really wanted prosecution. I think they always wanted to win this in the public opinion with that civil suit. It was never anything else but that.
Boosie get arrested. I'm having a party right now. You want your son? All that because we know how some of them move. And you can't tell me a guy like this, he ain't ugly. And I'm not saying that. Never mind, I ain't going there. But all I'm gonna say is this. I'm gonna wrap it up. I ain't even gonna say that. DJ,
I'm gonna say that the NFL needs to let this be.
Yep, let it go.
Honestly, they said they will let it be after the last lawyer looked at it because they know there's nothing here. They're trying to appeal to a certain, I guess, the cancel culture. One that might, if they ever see this, might cancel us for saying the shit that we're saying. Like, I think they're trying to appease. And look, they do a lot of things. Women's Month. They do a lot of things. Breast cancer awareness month. They're trying to get past and to have something like this. The NFL feels a little vulnerable and feels like they need to do something
because the pressure that people will put. Pressure, and the internet is one hell of a drug. And so the pressure you're gonna get from sponsors, all kind of people, I can't believe you would let this. So it's a tough situation. But if you can't, and I'm sorry, I gotta speak frank. This is a black man. We don't get too many quote unquote wins like this when the judicial system. It don't really happen like that for us.
Go ahead, Mike. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, most people may not be able to look at it because they can't look at it through our lenses. So for this to go down,
Mike, you shouldn't have went that direction. Because I'm this is my last. If I said this already before, Emmett Till. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And she still ain't been prosecuted since finding out it was a lie. That this young black man, I know it was back then. Everybody would say that, but look, Emmett Till got just, oh my God,
yes, heartbreak.
Everybody knows the story of Emmett Till. I'm not gonna do it because I might cry because stuff like that gets me, very upset. And I don't. Like we said with Brian Banks, watching that young man cry, watch 7 years of his life be taken. Being a young black man in this world as well, going through what we went through. There is a part where we're like, we need facts and stuff because there's a lot of black men sitting in jail right now based off of not facts. But sitting there years, life, no facts, none. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can say it's through a men's lens, but look, men have been lied on for a long time. And that's why I try to lead with just saying, women, if this is happening to you, please go to the authorities or the hospital and get that rape kit, get all that stuff and start getting that prosecution happening immediately. Because this is just he said, she said. When you let this shit continue on for months and years, like I'm wholeheartedly, I want those people off the streets. I have kids. Let me say, I don't want that. I want that.
Right. I just
Shelly Till and no, the fuck it ain't. Until Shelly, do not compare Emmett Till to Deshaun Watson. Ease onto that.
Nah, it's but the
I'm like, at the end of this, say, get it out, man.
Man, I don't want to. I got work tomorrow. We went on 3 hours, supposed to be out and a half. We went a whole double time. But I can't even find the words right now because it frustrates me because if you really want, let's look how everybody talk about how they got fine and they new in operation, all that type of stuff. And it happened. You're right. Till should have kept his mouth shut.
Oh,
And stayed
man.
at this feeling. All right. So, hey, to each his own. Right. That's why I said I wanted to end it. But I will say this. If the Houston Texans, who have been dog water for some time and haven't had a type of player like they had outside of J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson, and J.J. Watt left and said, I can't blame him. He's smart to get away from Houston Texans. And he tries to get away, and they allow him to get away. What's happening to the Houston Texans? But if I tarnish this man, what's happening to the Houston Texans? I'm not going, you read between the lines, you get what you want to get from it. All I'm saying is who's looking like the bad guy and who's not as much.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all showing through. Shelly, hey, I appreciate your comment. Like I said, there's no, hey, we can agree, disagree. You know, still all love. Like I said, I want you to come back. You know, shout out to you, Pop Bullets. You know, he's not, excuse me, Jesus Christ. Panther Buzz, always showing love. Sea Dog, salute. New people, Atlanta boy. You know, appreciate you coming through. Everybody else, you know, our normals, Trill, you know, everybody, man. I love all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fishing anywhere, you know. Like I said, come back. We'll have shorter shows.
Jared Cole, yeah.
You know, but you know, we had to get this ran, you know, especially with this. This is a touchy subject for me and Mike, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to looking at this. And I know we might sit there and say we might put ourselves in the shoes, but you kind of have to. But like I said, we have to look at facts. You have to take a step back, look at facts. Look at facts, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna ask is you look at facts. You know, you give me something to hold on to because she cried and he didn't feel bad because she cried. It ain't enough. I'm sorry. Like,
right.
It might be a shock that he might be like, I can't believe that you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something like that. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be that, but I'm just gonna say, women, if somebody you feel like you're being done wrong, please make that known immediately. Please. But appreciate y'all checking us out.
Yes, sir.
NFC South, this your boy DJ, Tampa Bay Buccaneers representative. Love y'all. It was fun. We'll see you next week. Watch out for our little videos. We're going to do a couple of 5-10 minute videos on some things. Comment. Throw some things out there if y'all want us to talk about it. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man.
Yeah, this your boy Mike Briggs, as you see, Carolina Panthers representative. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification, hit that bell so you'll know when we come on, because we hit stuff when we hit stuff, and we try to come back and make sure we hit everybody, because it's a lot of fan bases in here, but we try to hit what we can hit. And maybe, DJ, we'll have to come up with a routine on who we're going to hit in order consistently so everybody kind of know. But that's something we'll talk about offline. Much love to all my Carolina Panther fans. Y'all the best. Thank y'all for supporting. All other fan bases, y'all are dog water and suck. Now,
but tell everybody else that we out here talking about their team.
Yeah, we love.
Tell them they're in here talking about y'all teams too. They out here killing y'all teams.
Yeah, and before I go off, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Here you go.
We bow it. Let me just know that.
No. But the last thing I want to say is salute once again to our brother. Rest in peace, 704. Thank you again for all you did for us, and thank you for what you did for my fan base, the Carolina Panthers. And you are definitely missed, dude. So salute to you. One love. All right, man. We out.
We out.
Peace.